talk about it. Let's talk about what we have at this moment. Let's talk about the action that we have. Let's talk about the good stuff on the day. Because the good stuff on the day, I already know what you guys are thinking, is the meme plays. Now, I want to give you guys my honest thoughts about these plays. I want to give you guys my true thoughts. Because the thing is, sometimes I have to play mom and dad. And when I play mom and dad, what does your mom and dad, most of your mom and dads want for you? They want the best for you. They want the best for you. They want you to be able to grow up and be successful. But at the same time, you might be a kid and you might say, oh, mom, dad, you're being so strict to me. You're being so mean to me. Why are you doing that? Oh, this kid, his parents don't do that. Sometimes I got to play mom and dad. And the reason why I play mom and dad is because I don't want you guys to end up losing your entire accounts. So let me read to you exactly what I put here on what I think of GameStop, AMC, and BlackBerry. So I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts. Most people think my honest thoughts are opinions of hater opinions, but this is not true. I just want to look out for the best interests of all traders. Sometimes I have to play the mom and dad role. I want everyone here to make money, but I want you to do it the right way. So what are the pros right now of GameStop? What are the pros right now of AMC? What are the pros right now of these plays at this moment? The pros at this play here is number one, these plays have the hype. I have seen on CNBC posts about these stocks. I've seen Roaring Kitty return. I've seen Andrew Tate post about GME. I've seen Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports post yesterday he's buying 500,000 of GME. It honestly does feel like 2021 all over again, as we are seeing so many buyers and so much exposure to these plays. So traders, who here has gone on CNBC.com? Who here has gone on Twitter? Who here has gone on TikTok? Who here has gone on Instagram in the past 24 hours? It doesn't matter where you look. You are seeing all over the place GameStop, AMC. I can go over to my Instagram. I bet you one of the first videos I pull up over on my Instagram is probably going to be something that has to do with GameStop here, right? It just keeps coming. Here we go. A GameStop video just like that. So you guys can see everywhere I go, we are seeing GameStop, AMC. The exposure is real. And the more people talking about it, the more, number two, volume we're going to have. Volume equals activity. Activity equals profit. Yesterday, GameStop had 166 times its normal amount of volume. That is insane. With all these orders coming through, we know there's potential for more spiking ahead. Number three, monster spike in pre-market. GameStop this morning, for those who did not see, spiked $40 in pre-market today, showing how strong buyers really are. That is insane. At the moment, at the same time, we did drop $21, but it's just showing how much volume there is on the upside and the downside. Now, we're going to talk about this chart in a second, but I do want to talk about the cons. And I said, cons, don't freak out on me, apes, because we know it's true. But we know GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry are meme plays. They all spike when memes get hot, which is now. Can we predict how long this will last? No. Can we predict how high it's going to go? No. Can we predict anything other than people just telling us to buy, hold, and you'll be rich, right? That's not the right way to trade. So at the end of the day, I'm happy these are spiking. If that goes up or down, there's money on both sides. But I think the smartest thing to do is go with momentum. As of now, buyers are in control, and I think they will stay in control most of this morning. I would love to see some new highs by around 11 a.m. today. So, traders, let's really dive into the good stuff here. Let's talk about it. Now, some of the good stuff here at this moment is number one, we take a look over on GameStop, and we have already seen this play go on a ridiculous move. Ridiculous. Take a look. Yesterday, GameStop was at $30. Today, it was all the way up at $80, and right now, it's at $71. Pretty nuts to be thinking about. Now, GameStop today, guys, I could make a lot of money over on GameStop. As you guys can clearly see, and obviously it all depends on your account size. Obviously, the more money you have, the more money you can make. I do have at this moment $102,000 in buying power. Now, what does that mean for me if I have $102,000 in buying power here? Well, this means that I could be able to get about, 1,100 shares on this play. Now, if I have 1,100 shares on this play, if that's on the long side or if that's on the short side, guess what? I could be able to make $1,100 for every $1 GameStop moves. So let's say hypothetically, I go ahead and I do a short at the price of $75 right at the start of the day today. And the stock goes from $75 back on down to $70, which could easily happen. 75 back down to 70, a $5 move. We are on a $40 spike right now. Who here thinks we're going to move $5 at the start of the day? Within the start of the day today, I could potentially be making over $7,000 within the first couple seconds. How insane is that to think about? That is how active, how hot, how volatile GME is at this moment. How hot, how active GameStop is at this time. All traders are focused over on GameStop. But the thing is, do you want to be the guy that's going against GameStop? Do you guys want to be the guy that's going against, this hype? That's a very scary predicament. Because when I take a look over on GameStop, I know, okay? And I'm sorry, apes in here, but I know at some point it's going to crash, right? Just like we could see right here. GameStop had a monster spike. Guess what? It gave back all of its gains. And it had a monster spike, and guess what? It gave back all of its gains. And it had a monster spike, and guess what? It gave back all of its gains. And every time it's ever had a spike, it's given back all of its gains. Every single time. Every single time. So the thing is, I'm expecting something similar here, right? But the big question is, how high? The question is, how high will this go up to? The question is, how much more is left in this tank? The question is, how much more can this be able to spike? So we know every single trader is focused over on GameStop. Is there actually a good area to pull the trigger that actually make you feel confident on this play? It's not like there is a super confident area for me on the short side. Because yes, I would love to be the guy that shorts it at 120, the guy that shorts it at 87, the guy that shorts it at 85, the guy that's in at $80 right now at the exact high of the day. These are all incredible areas, but they're risky. You're basically hoping that when you get in, it turns. So what's the smartest thing to do right now? The smartest thing to do is that GameStop does have that momentum towards the upside. Let it keep on going until we see that upper shadow. When we see that upper shadow, we are going to have a much better chance of success. When we see that upper shadow, we are going to have a much better chance of knowing that we are going to get that reversal, and then we can be able to pull the trigger. I know this is only day 2 of our shorting, but the thing is, team, we might be getting some action right away. So I want to make sure every single trader understands that. Now, another thing I do want to throw out here, team, if you missed yesterday, if you were not here yesterday, I did post this in a lurch chat, but the video from yesterday is like 3 hours long because we did a lot of lessons. So make sure that you guys understand that I am basically making a little private YouTube. It is 100% private. Other people can't see it. Only Tradecaster members can see it. But I'm going to be posting these links every single night in chat so that you guys can be able to rewatch the YouTube videos. So make sure that you guys have that. I recorded it. I uploaded it over on YouTube. It's 100% private. It's like 3 hours long. That was yesterday's session. So if you guys did not see yesterday, make sure you guys go ahead. Make sure you guys are all set. You guys can give that a thumbs on up, and you guys can go ahead and watch that from yesterday. Rewatch it later on if you guys missed it in any sort of way. Okay? So today, we are going to be watching GameStop at the start of the day. There is a possibility that I'm going to be pulling the trigger today on a potential short, but that's probably not going to be at the start of the day. I would like to see if this thing can rip and rally and run and pop and climb. But team, I don't think that we could possibly have this shorting class in a better time. The day that I said I am looking back to come back to shorting after taking a year-long break, I haven't shorted in about a year. Okay, so this first short that I'm going to be doing is going to be my first short in a few months. It's the same day that, again, Roaring Kitty comes on back and starts pumping up meme plays, which I love. Let them pump it on up, because every pump that goes on up is going to come crashing on down. GameStop and AMC, these are just kind of bigger pumps than usual. So the thing is, whatever gets pumped comes crashing on down. We could definitely profit off this. We could definitely make a lot of money off this. We could definitely absolutely crush it here. So make sure every single trader is all set, ready to rock and roll. Make sure that you guys are dialed on in. Now, we also talked about margin yesterday. Remember that. Some of you guys may have $5,000 in your account, but when you have your margin, you have $20,000 in your account. When you guys have $10,000, you guys have $40,000 in your account. So yes, you can use margin if you need to while trading GameStop or AMC or any of these plays, but I'm going to say it again. Do not use margin if you do not know how. Do not use margin if you are not an experienced trader. Do not use margin if you are a trader that's saying, ooh, I'm brand new, I just want to afford these plays. We want to be doing everything correctly. Today, we are going to be going into a more formal lesson on how shorting works. So we will be doing a more formal lesson on that. We will be going over my light speed setup so you guys can have the same exact setup that I have on my broker. I'm going to be giving you guys my trade idea setup and teaching you how to use that. And then we're also going to be going over some indicators today on how to know that a stock is going to be reversing in the near future. Does that sound good? So we got a lot of things coming on up here, team. We have live trades potentially happening over on GameStop today. We have our light speed setup. We have trade idea setup. We have RSI. We have MACD indicator lessons, and we have a formal lesson as well. Tomorrow we are going to be going over some time frames and learning how again to be watching what is the best time frame. So a lot of things that we have every single day is going to be action packed, and we have another again 2 hours ahead of us just getting ready to crush it and make this money. So you guys better be ready to bring it. You guys better be ready to crush it, and you guys better be ready to go. But let me set up our scanners, and the scanners that you guys are about to see are going to be the same ones that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to give you this scanner right here, and absolutely perfect. Oh, hold on a second. Those are not the scanners that I wanted. Let's go to these. Here we go. So these are the scanners that I want you guys to be having, that you guys to be all set, ready to rock. So what you guys have here, if you guys do not know, number one, you guys do have a breakout scanner. Breakout scanner, this is going to show any stock that is spiking in a very quick manner. So any stock that is spiking in a very quick manner, quicker than usual, it will show up on the breakout scanner right here. Next on up, we have the high of the day momentum scanner. As you guys could probably understand, whenever a stock hits a brand new high, it shows up on the high of the day momentum scanner. Why is this important to us? Because it shows the stocks that are potentially breaking out. Most of the time, stocks will show up on the high of the day momentum scanner, and then they'll be relayed over on the breakout scanner. We also have the halt scanner. Now, why is the halt scanner so important? Well, stocks only get halted if they're spiking very hard or if they're dumping very hard. So this is a great scanner to tell us, of course, what plays might be, again, getting a lot of action. We have our penny stock top gainers and top losers. This is filtered out between anything from $5 to $25, but I'm actually going to change this right now. And I'm going to change this from anything between $5 to $100 because I want to have a GME on this. So that'll be all updated, all set, ready to go. Then on top of that, team, we do have a mid-candle breakout pattern. Mid-candle breakout pattern is one of my favorite setups. And then all set, ready to rock and roll. Let's have the level 2 right here. We'll be all set. Bring it over. Let's just go AMC on the bottom level 2. We can just put AMC on the bottom level 2. That's no big deal. And we'll see what's going to be coming on up here next, traders. Right? Let's just get a dialed in. Actually, I'll put AMC over on this level 2 down here. I'll bring up 2 level 2s, put AMC on the bottom one. See how well, if you guys want to keep your eyes peeled on that. Now, the thing is, traders, some people said, hey, Deck, can I buy options at the start of the day? Traders, everyone help me out here. What is the issue with options over on GameStop, over on AMC? I'll tell you right now, the implied volatility. If you buy GameStop, even if it goes up, you're not going to make any money because of the implied volatility. Okay, Deck, what if I do puts? Even if you do puts, even if it goes down, you're like, basically, as I already talked about yesterday, you have to be correct on the stock, pick the right direction, then the right time, then the right strike price, then face the Greeks, then face time decay, and face implied volatility. You have everything going against you. Everything going against you to be successful over on GameStop or AMC over on options today because everyone's looking at it. So you definitely want to be careful on how you guys are going to be trading this play. Now, let's see here. GameStop, can you short it? Well, let's locate shares if we want to. Locate shares of GameStop, they cost me 75 cents. So, Deck, what would be a realistic short for you today? I would do a realistic short, 1,000 shares. Every dollar that GameStop drops, I make $1,000. If it goes from $70 down to $63, I make $7,000. If I want to get 1,000 shares, it costs me $7. This is what's so great about this, guys. It's costing me $7 to locate shares to be able to make $7,000 potentially today. So it's going to be a wild day, right? Want to make sure that you guys are all set. Nope, I didn't send out the scanners just yet. I will send out the scanners after our morning little trading session here. I think it's very fun and very important that we all watch, GameStop together. Let's see what's going to be coming on up. Let's see where this action is going to take us. Let's see where this momentum is going to take us. Let's see, I want to make sure we are all set, ready to go here. I will be sending out the scanners after this morning session. Let's trade first. Let's focus on this day and let's get all set, ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to start off in a 1 minute time frame. If the S&P 500, or excuse me, if GameStop starts crashing right away, here is support. Do you guys see this line right here? Can you guys see that this would be our main support mark? You say, Deck, where? Notice where we bounce that here, bounce that here, bounce that here, and slightly above right here. If you're looking for a dip buy or bounce play, it's most likely going to be at around the $55 mark. You can also see we have a lot of strong resistance around the $70 mark. You can see every time we come up towards around 70 bucks, it usually has a little bit of trouble. Here it came up to $69. Here it came up to $70. Here's $72. Here's $72. It seems like we always have a little bit of trouble right around like $71, $72. So this would be like how I'd be starting on off, where you do have, let's just type out top resistance right here. So this is going to be your resistance line. And then you also do have, you could type on out your main support line. So you guys do have support right here. Making sure everyone understands that. Very simple. That's where you get bounce plays. This is where you have strong top resistance. Market is now live, baby. Let's see how this market opens on up. Let's see what's going to be taken on off on this day. Powell speaks at 10 a.m. today. Oh man, that's going to be already pretty nuts. Powell speaking at 10 o'clock. That's already going to be a little crazy. The bounce play area is at the price of $55 here. Right now, GameStop, GME, I think it has like so many, it's already halted. Guys, look at this. GameStop is already halted. Now, this is a perfect time to dive into what are halts. Guys, this is a perfect time to actually talk about this topic. So, what a halt is, and you'll see, our halt scanners and picking up stocks that get halted. It is going to be when essentially the stock is turned off. No one can buy it. No one can sell it. And the reason why these stocks get halted is because of volatility. These plays can be halted because of volatility. These plays can be halted because of pending news, or these plays can be halted because they are being investigated. So when I take a look over on GameStop right now at this moment, and we could see it says LULD, LULD. I want you guys to listen up to this. This is very important for every single trader to understand. We have all these different prices here. Let me just type in like BB, BlackBerry here. Actually, let me just type in AMC up here. So what we have here is we could see, I'm going to grab and take a screenshot on the level 2 on Lightspeed. And not every broker has this, but this is one of the reasons why I really do like Lightspeed here, is you will see the LULD. The LULD will tell us where the halt price is. So if I see $0 and 9,999 million, obviously, or AMC actually just got halted. That's why. So AMC just got halted. Let's go to a different play. Let's go over to just a random play. Let's go to CTNT right now. CTNT, which is currently, again, a great #1 top gainer, currently up 245%. So CTNT, let's take a screenshot of this and we will see where the halt area is going to be at. So where's the halt area at? LULD stands for a limit up, limit down. So if you hit the price of $4.50, CTNT is turning off. If you hit the price of $3, CTNT is turning off. So right now, what would that mean? CTNT would have to go on a nice spike. Notice it came up to $4.30, then it started falling back on down. The LULD at $3, if it falls another 60 cents, it gets turned off. So the point of a halt, for anyone who does not understand, it is supposed to be a time that allows traders to take a breath. Now, I'm going to give you a little backstory right here. Halts were put in after the 2008 crash because they understand how much momentum takes over in stock trading. So for instance, let me draw this on out for you guys. When we're speaking of halts and how halts really work, let's imagine that the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the United States, which is basically the stock market, okay? That's how people think of the stock market, by looking at the S&P 500. What happens if all of a sudden the S&P 500 starts falling and falling and falling? People start to panic. They start to say, uh-oh, this isn't looking good. Oh, this is, again, really scary. I want to get out of my play. Then this guy, he gets out of his play. He sells. Now, when you sell, it makes the stock go a little bit lower, right? When you buy a play, it goes a little higher. When you sell a play, it goes a little bit lower. So now, again, he made the stock sell. Now we have 10 more people saying, uh-oh, I got to get out of my play. I want to sell. I got to get out. Now, again, it's making it go lower. Now, more people are getting out of the play and they're panicking and they're saying, oh, it's got to go lower. This is what happened in 2008. In 2008, we started seeing people panic and people run to banks. People take out their money. People, again, take the money out of the stock market. And it made the stock market drop and drop and drop and panic and panic and panic until it kept falling and falling and falling and falling. So after 2008, they started putting in what we call halts. And halts are going to be when we start panicking. It stops it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 10 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 15 minutes. But in most cases, it will always be 5 minutes. And this allows traders to get a little breather. This allows traders to say, okay, you know what? Maybe instead of selling, I'm going to get a dip buy right here. And it allows traders to maybe look for a reversal to not allow the play to dump so hard. So you will see plays that are the hottest ones. You will see plays that are the most volatile. You will see plays that have the most action get halted. So a lot of the penny stock plays we get involved in that are super hot will usually spike, get halted, have a big gap up. Spike, get halted, get a big gap up, and then come crashing on down the same exact way. When a stock gets halted, it shows that there's too much volatility on that play, and it's the market makers freezing the play, trying to allow more buyers and sellers to come in, and they're matching up the orders. So what we have here is if there are more sellers than buyers, guess what? They have to match up the orders, and that's usually why we have some sort of drop on down. Now, let's take a look at this team. We have GME, which is currently halted at this moment, which means no one can trade it. AMC, which is currently halted at this moment, which means no one can trade it. You can go to a website, www.nasdaqtrader.com/trading halts, and you will see exactly when and why the stock was halted. GameStop is now live. Let's see how much lower this is going to go down towards. Right now, GameStop is now live. It actually might get halted again here pretty soon, team. The LULD says 0 and 9,999. Usually that means it's going to get halted if it's not hitting like the exact price, because 0 and 9,999 are kind of just, like bottom prices. It would never hit that. So a lot of times when it shows that, that's usually our halt price. LULD, $57. Limit up, limit down. And we might get halted again. We just got halted again. So what we can do right here is we can see that GameStop at this moment is getting very weak. GameStop is definitely turning. Here is the list on the NASDAQ, shows current trading halts. And at this time, if I refresh this here, there's GameStop, GME, GameStop. Reason for the halt is going to be volatility. So you can see right here, reason for halt, volatility. KOSS, volatility. So you can see the majority of halts are going to be on volatility. Now, every single halt also lasts 5 minutes. So the majority of trades are going to open up 5 minutes after their first halt. So you could see a lot of times, guys, this one, 8:55, then open up at 9 o'clock. This one was 9:30 and 91 seconds. This one opened up at 9:35 and 91 seconds. Here's again GameStop just from before. GameStop opened up 5 minutes exactly after. AMC is going to open up 5 minutes exactly after. So a lot of times you come to this website so you know what time it's going to open. So if I see that KOSS got halted at the time of 9:35 and 16 seconds, it means it's going to open up at the price of 9:40 and 16 seconds. Okay? So AMC is live right now. Let's take a look over on AMC. Now, AMC traders, and I'm going to get a new level 2 here. I'm going to bring up a different one. Let's go new level 2, bring this on up, put this right here, type in AMC. There we go. And now we can see where's the halt price. It says 009,999,999. Usually that means it's about to get halted whenever we see that. So just make sure that you guys are aware of that. But it always comes down to, it usually shows the exact price. It'll show the exact price in most cases on when the exact halt area is. So always be watching that. These plays, unfortunately, are just like so fast, so wild, so crazy that these plays are kind of tough to know exactly when they are going to halt. But in the majority of plays, such as like CTNT, you just type it in, CTNT, where's the halt price? 317. Where's the halt price to the upside? 475. Wherever it says LULD, limit up, limit down, is the price of where it's going to get halted. Now, it's almost like a goal for traders. A lot of times, buyers try to get to that halt price. Now, why do buyers want to get to that halt price, or why do sellers want to get to that, area? Because I know a lot of times the halt price basically is supposed to allow traders to take a breath and relax. But a lot of times when you hit the halt price, it shows encouragement. It's like, hey guys, CTNT, we hit the whole price. Guys, we know buyers are moving so great. So here, look at this. LULD starting to spike, or excuse me, CTNT starting to spike. We might hit the whole price right here. LULD's at 480. Can we get up to 480 and hit the whole price and get halted? We're at 480 right now. Come on, can we get halted? Nope, we're not there yet. We're getting a couple little sell orders. Now LULD still at 480. Oh, so we did not get up to that price. We almost were at it. We were almost at that area to be able to spike on up. But you can see it's almost like buyers want to hit the whole price. And the reason why is because when you hit the whole price, usually it shows that's the clear-cut side of momentum. Not only does the stock sometimes gap up in that way, but it also can continue in that way. It's almost the same exact thing with GameStop. GameStop right here, GameStop dropped on down. And you could see when it opened on up, it had a small gap down and continued to drop on down even a little bit lower. So that does make it a little bit scary. That does make it a little bit, odd. That does make it a little bit tough for buyers to say, oh man, can I actually jump in on this play? It obviously looks like things are falling. It looks like things are getting weaker. It looks like things are getting a little ugly for us. Now, what I will say, coming on up here over on GameStop, is we need to be aware of support. Support's right around $55. Guys, take a look. We bounced off 55. We bounced off 55. We bounced off 55. We bounced off 55. $55 is going to be a very nice support line for us over on GameStop. So, where's the best area for shorts right now? You guys can really figure out this answer. Best area for shorts is going to be right at this red line. Anywhere near this red line is an acceptable area for shorts. Anywhere near this bottom blue line is going to be an acceptable area for dip buys. That does not mean you will win every single time. This does not mean that you are going to say, all right, hey, I'm going to win every single time I buy at support and short at resistance, right? That's not 100% true, but it does give us an idea, right? So GME idea right here is basically saying if we buy at support, there's a great chance that we are going to be able to get a dip buy. If we again sell at resistance or do a short at resistance, we are now putting the odds in our favor. Remember, that's what it comes on down to, placing the odds in our favor. And if we place the odds in our favor, we have a better chance of coming out successful. So we do have GameStop, which is currently halted. Let me just post this picture for you guys at this time. So right now, traders, we are all set, ready to go here. And again, GameStop, no entry for myself. So Deck, when is this one going to be coming on out? We can just go back to that website, NASDAQtrader.com/traderholds. It actually is live right now. So you can see this, guys. Look at GameStop right now. Actually dropped underneath support. It actually gapped underneath support right now at this moment. And GameStop is definitely looking pretty weak. Momentum towards the downside. A lot of weakness at this moment. Fading and falling and dropping. And now, guys, we're still getting lower. Take a look at GameStop at this moment. People are starting to dump this thing on off. It is getting weak at this time, and we are still fading and falling. So, if I wanted to get involved in GameStop, what would be the best way for me to do this? Well, I would again click locate over on Lightspeed. Locate over on Lightspeed. It costs $7 for me to short this play if I want to. So, is it worth it? Can I make more than $7 out of this trade? Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. So all I would have to do is click again the accept button. Once I click the accept, boop, click accept. Guess what? Order successful. Now I can short 1,000 shares of GameStop whenever I would like. So I can short 1,000 shares of GameStop whenever I would like now throughout this entire day. So if I use them, I had to pay $7. If I don't use them, I still had to pay $7. No matter what, I am paying $7. That is how the broker makes money. When you have to locate shares to short, you have to pay the broker a certain amount of money for you to go ahead and now be able to short those plays. $7 isn't bad whatsoever. So GameStop right here, team, as you guys can see, we have now dropped from $71 all the way down to $50. Now, team, what does this come on down to? How much lower is GameStop truly going to fall? How much lower is GameStop going to keep on dropping down towards? Is it, worth it to even get in on a short? Because if we think about this, if I did 1,000 shares, let's say at $70 today, 1,000 shares, and now it's at $49, I'd be up $21,000 on this day. Isn't that insane to be thinking about? That's the power of shorting. That's how wild this is, right? So right now, GME This one is still fading and falling. We can go over to www.nasdaqtrader.com/traderholtz to get an idea of where's this at. GameStop got halted right here. I'm not sure why they're not showing, the dates or the times. They're usually always showing the times. It should be somewhere. It got halted in the 942s. It's going to be getting unhalted at the 947s. But usually it always shows the time. Like NOTV got halted at 940 and 20 seconds. So you add 5 minutes, 945 and 20 seconds. Now, something that I do want to talk about with halts here. Here's a little fun fact for you. The longer the halt, the more fear that's going to build up. So if GameStop gets halted, not only for right now, right? Let's say GameStop gets halted at this moment and it gets halted for not only 5 minutes, but it gets halted for 10 minutes. And now it's now it's 9:52, 10 minutes from now. And people are saying, Deck, why is it not unhalted? Why are we still halted right now? People start getting more fearful. Remember, in the stock market, it's almost like one big game of psychology. The more fear there is, the more selling there's going to be. When there's more selling, it leads to the stock market dropping or that stock dropping. When there's more buying and more confidence, that is where the stock goes higher and higher and higher. So let me ask you guys a question here. If GameStop right now has been falling for the last $20 and we have longer than a 5-minute hold, we have a 10-minute hold, a 15-minute hold, it's most likely going to lead towards more selling when this one comes on out, because people that are holding this play are going to start getting nervous. People that are holding this play are going to start saying to themselves, I don't know if this is a good idea anymore. I'm going to get out of this play. Same exact thing happens on the opposite side. If the stock is spiking, and we have 5-minute hold, spike up higher, 5-minute hold, spike up higher, 5-minute hold, spike up higher, but then we have a 10-minute hold, a 15-minute hold, 20-minute hold. People start saying, why are we halted for so long? Is something going bad? What's happening here? They usually take profits. The longer the hold, usually the more profits that are going to be taken, because people's ultimate fear is going to be this right here, a T12 hold. Now, if you guys do not know, a T12 hold is a very scary thing. A T12 halt is when the SEC steps in and they stop the stock from trading and they say, we are putting an investigation on this play. We are putting an investigation over on this play. We are going to be figuring out what's happening here. Now, how long does an investigation last? Could last months, could last years. And all your money is stuck in that play that entire time. So you will not be able to trade any of those funds. If your whole entire account's in that, that's what happens. And 99.9% of the time, since the SEC is moving into it, all investors move out of that play. So when it does open up 6 months down the road, it usually opens all the way back up towards like $1. Like it usually gives back all of its gains and back to nothing. So the thing is, halts are normal. Halts are a normal thing. Volatility halts are normal. There's nothing wrong with that. But every now and then, maybe I'm going to say 4 or 5 times a year, you'll see a massive breakout and then you'll see a play get halted for a T12 halt. Like for instance, this play has been halted since 2022. This play's been halted since 2022. They're doing an investigation. And anyone who has money on this play is just sitting here like this, waiting for their money to come out. Now, the thing is, if you are short on a T12 halt, yes, your money is going to be stuck in on that play. But guess what? When that money comes out, you are going to be up in so much money. The worst thing that you could be is on the long side on a T12 halt, because that means you got money stuck and you know most likely all that money is going to be gone. So that is the issue with those type of plays. Now, I don't think GameStop is in a T12 halt at this moment by any sort of means, but I do want you guys to be aware of what T12 halts are. They're scary, right? They're nerve-wracking. But guys, you can see GameStop is live. We are back within the 5 minutes, and we do just have a lot of this negative momentum at this moment. Negative momentum still building, negative momentum still dropping, negative momentum at this time. We are still up pretty big, but GameStop team is still fading and still falling. So let's see here, traders. We are still getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Oh man, oh man. Is GameStop going to get a bounce play? Because we fell right through support. We have not been able to find support here. Let's keep on going lower. How much lower can this thing go? Guys, we could go all the way back on down. The next, honestly, probably the next true bounce is going to be back down towards around like $42. You know, so the next kind of true bounce, I would say, would maybe be back down to $42 if this continues to fade, if this continues to fall, if this continues to get weaker. Right now, again, we do have GameStop. We're going to have to adjust some of our lines. This back up towards around $57 going to be a strong resistance line. This was our old bounce play. Notice we had bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. That's going to be a new resistance line. And I would honestly say the next chance we actually have of seeing, GameStop bounce is going to be somewhere around like that $40 mark. So GameStop right now, it is still just trying to stay alive at this moment. Let's go back to a 2-minute time frame. We have GameStop right here, still watching, still focused over on it. But yeah, traders, I remember growing on up, and my friends would come on over, and we'd have sleepovers. And again, we'd all be sitting up there with a flashlight in our face, talking about the scariest stories. And one day my dad came on in and he taught us about T12 holts, and he was saying, T12 holts. I remember I was 8 years old outside by a bonfire, and my dad grabbed a flashlight and he put it up to his face and he goes, today I'm going to teach you guys about T12 holts. I couldn't sleep for a week. I was 8 years old. I was panicking. My mom was yelling at my dad, why'd you teach him about T12 holts? Our friends' parents were calling my parents saying, why did you teach my kid about T12 holts? He's only 8 yeyears old. Right? It was a big thing around the neighborhood, as my dad, again, was like basically that guy teaching people about T12 holts at 8 years old. And, I couldn't sleep for a month. So I understand it. It's a scary thing. It's wild. But at the same time, you got to become a man at some point. You got to understand what they are. You got to learn about them. GameStop here, team. Still trying to hold up its gains. Right now, GameStop still watching these plays, still getting weaker. Traders, where's the next possible dip buy? $45. Now, traders, some of you guys may be asking me a question right now, or maybe thinking it, saying, Deck, GameStop has fallen from $70 down to $45. Why won't you short right now? Now, traders, that is a great question. That is a great question right here. Why would you not just short right now? And the answer is why I would not short at this moment is because it's almost like the same exact thing as if I see a stock spiking, and then I buy it right here, saying, let's go up higher. Come on, GameStop, go up higher. Yeah, come on, go up higher. And then guess what happens? Now it comes crashing on down. And now it comes crashing on down, and people say, Deck, go ahead and jump in on a short. Come on, jump in on a short. $45 is going to be a great short. And then guess what happens? Now it starts going back on up. A lot of times, you are going to make the mistake of trusting your sight too much. Not trusting your faith. Not trusting what's the right way to play these plays. So again, when I take a look over on a lot of plays, especially GameStop, people see a big spike, and then guess what they do? They end up buying at the tippity top just to lose. Then people say, oh, it's dumping. Let me jump in on the short. They jump in on the short just to realize right now, guess what happened? It now has a green candle. So we do not want to be the guy that is constantly on the wrong side. Has anyone ever said to themselves before, hey, it seems like no matter what I do, no matter what I get involved in, no matter what I trade, no matter what happens, the stock always does opposite of me. I'll tell you why that happens right now. You see GameStop go from $45 all the way up to $75, and you're buying at $75. The stock just went from $40 to $75, and now you are buying after a $35 spike? Why? Well, Deck, I thought maybe it was go up higher, and then that guy on the internet told me that if I sold it, I was an idiot. And then this guy over here, he told me that GameStop was gonna go up to 1 million. And that guy, I don't trust that guy no more. I don't like that guy no more. Right? So the thing is, I see that happen way too often, where people basically see a spike and now they say, ooh, it's a good play. When really in stock trading, it's a game of opposites. In stock trading, it's you see a spike, it's time to short it. You see a dump, it's time to buy it. Right? That's how stock trading works. But most traders, I can't wrap their head around that. Ooh, big time spike means I buy at the tippity top. No, big time spike means get ready for a pullback. Oh, a nice big pullback just happened. Watch your GameStop to start moving its way back on up a little bit higher, right? So that's what you guys need to be able to understand. That's what you guys need to be able to get out of these plays. I don't want to short the play after it just fell $40 or $30. For those that shorted it, just crushed it. But the thing is, we don't want to be the person that's super late and now saying, oh, I shorted it at the exact bottom. right? So it's awesome to be able to see these plays. Awesome to be able to get an idea out of these plays. Now, Deck, are we going to be doing actual shorting lessons going into today? Absolutely. But at the same time, I wanted to take, 30 minutes here just to see what GameStop was going to do right at the start of the day. I just wanted to see what GameStop was going to do at the start here, but we're going to start off lessons probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes after GameStop starts, slowing down here. Now, also, on top of this here, traders, let me grab everything for you. Number one, if you guys were not here yesterday, I want to make sure that you guys understand this. I did post this over on YouTube. I basically made a private YouTube folder where I am going to post these lessons. This was yesterday's day one lesson. I just posted that over in chat so that you guys can watch it. If you were not here yesterday, day one is recorded and uploaded so you guys can watch that. Click that link, bookmark that now so you can watch yesterday if you guys missed yesterday. Okay? So that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. Okay, but I will be uploading these every night. Unfortunately, these videos are so long and so big that they're not fitting in the video library just because they're like movies. They're 3 hours long. So I have to upload them over on YouTube, but I make it private just for Tradecaster members. So make sure you guys go check that on out. Secondly, why are we here right now at this moment? I know a lot of you guys are here with me, crushing it, getting ready and rocking and rolling. I do want to make sure every single person is all set, ready to go. I told you guys something big. I told you guys something amazing. I told you guys something awesome. I'm going to give you guys all my scanners. I'm going to give them to you. Okay? So, usually what we've had in the past is that you guys have to go over here and you guys have to buy these scanners. You have to buy, again, $900 worth of scanners. And frankly, I just don't care. Frankly, I just don't want to be that guy. I am tired again of feeling like, stock traders are no longer stock traders and they feel like they're more of salesmen nowadays. I'm tired of all this, oh, I have a Lamborghini, so watch me trade. Oh, this, that. I don't care about it. I really don't. So you know what? I don't want to be a salesman. I want to be a stock trader. I want to give every single person here this total trading package so that you guys are all set. Does that sound fair to you guys? Can we again, make our money off stock trading and not again basically trying to be a salesperson to people? I think that's the best way to be able to be a stock trader and again be transparent and do things the right way. So I'm going to give you guys that right now, but I just want to see again traders over in chat get a little fired on up. So can I get myself a good old Deckmart Trades? If you guys want them, if you guys are all set here, because I want to make sure every single person is all set, ready to rock and roll. I want to make sure every single person is all good here, team. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Team, that's what it's all about right here. I am giving away my trade idea scanners to you guys in chat, because you guys are here showing up every single day over on Tradecaster. You guys deserve it and you guys have earned it. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that. Oh, baby. Team, right now, GME is all set, ready to go. All right, guys, we are watching GameStop move on up, but let me get these scanners for you. So no one type in the chat anymore. Silence! Silence in the chat room now. So let me get everything, okay? I'm giving you guys my scanner codes here. So let me get this. First things first, okay? First things first, though. Just because I'm giving you guys my scanner codes does not mean, unfortunately, that you guys just get free trade ideas. Okay? Trade ideas, you will still have to pay for if you guys want them. Okay? So if you guys want trade ideas, I did get you guys a 15% off deal right here if you guys want those. Okay? So if you guys want trade ideas, you guys can go get them here. Okay? Now, let me get the scanners for you. Okay? So now let me get the scanner codes for you so that you're all set, ready to go. Okay? And then I'll teach you guys how to use them as well. So let me again grab these and I'm going to post them for you guys. As I said, guys, I don't care. I want to give you guys everything I need. Didn't I tell you when all you guys signed up that I am not going to waste your time? I am literally giving you guys $1,000 worth of equipment right here. So let me find this here. Here we are. So we have our pre-market scanners, the live scanners, and the after-hour scanners. So here are the scanner codes that are all set. So there you go. So guys, there are the scanner codes for you. That's again, I'm giving you guys these scanner codes, $1,000 worth of them, giving you guys to free. The traders, guys, I make my money stock trading. It doesn't matter. We are good to go. I'm ready to crush it. I'm fired on up. I told every single person here, I'm not wasting your time over the next, I'm not wasting your time over these next 30 days. I'm giving you everything that you guys need. Giving you guys everything that you guys need. Now, what else am I going to give you guys as well? I'm also going to be giving you guys Fox Runner, right? When this comes on out. It's not out yet. They're actually sending me a brand new update tomorrow. So I'll get a brand new update. And then they said in 2 weeks it's coming on out. I'm giving all Tradecaster members Fox Runner access as well, so that you guys have absolutely everything that you guys need ready to rock and roll. Obviously, you guys will have all the news, on Apple. You can see all the news right here. You guys will have all charting software all set, ready to go. You guys will have trading insights right here, all set, ready to get after it. You guys will have statistics on all these companies right here. You guys will be able to have all insider transactions, insider buying and selling. Let's take a look at GME here. GME, all trades. So we actually haven't had any insider trades in a very long time. So we actually have no insider trades right now over on GME, it seems like. Yeah, nothing on GME. What about like AMC here? AMC, scrolling on down, finding some AMC. So we have a lot of these plays at this moment. We are just kind of watching and waiting, but you guys will get absolutely everything here. Want to make sure that you guys are all set. Click the press release. Gives you the press release, opens the full article, all that good stuff. So you guys will be getting all this in the future as well. But Wolfhound, yeah, I'm just posting everything over in Tradecaster. So everything I do, guys, I'm always going to post over in Tradecaster. I'm not going to be posting everything in like different chats here. So if you guys want the things that I'm posting, always go over in Tradecaster. So right now we do have GameStop now halted once again towards the upside. So GameStop is halted once again towards the upside right here. So let's just keep our eyes peeled on it, see what this one is actually going to do. Most likely, it's going to try to get back up towards around that $58, $60 mark. Most likely, GameStop getting back up towards around $58 to $60, then probably going to get a little iffy from $58 to $60. Most likely, why is it going to get a little iffy here, team? Because of resistance. Top resistance, fade back on down, you get a big time breakout, bounce play, bounce play. Then again, guess what's going to happen? Probably going to move ourselves back on up towards around the $60 mark, and then probably get some resistance and probably start fading back on down here a little bit. But notice, that is what we've been seeing. We've been seeing this action. We've been seeing this momentum. We've been seeing this activity over on these plays. So, watch for these plays. How high can they get up to? How high can GameStop bounce back up to? We do have a big downtrend over here, but we do have a lot to learn today. We have a lot to learn today. We have a lot to go over. We got to make sure every single trader is all set here. Yep, Madre, can we do a deep understanding of the scanner settings? Yep, absolutely. That's going to be what we're actually going to be doing next. Let's just wait until GameStop comes open like 1 or 2 more times. Then I'm going to be going over my broker settings. Then I'm going to go over my trade idea settings. Okay? So you guys will be all set with everything that you guys need. Also, Jay Powell is about to speak. Thank you again, Zach, for the heads up right here. So Zach letting us know Jay Powell is about to speak at this moment. So make sure you guys are watching the S&P 500 as well. So right now, GameStop's still watching this move, still seeing where this one's going to be going towards next. We do have room to run all the way back up towards around $70. That's a little bit of a downtrend. If the stock does keep on, let's say, ripping and running a little bit, it's probably going to, I think, get back up towards around like the $63 mark over on GameStop. Deck, would you again look for a short? I'm definitely tempted by it. So, how to be able to place a short over on GameStop. Very simple, very easy. I go to GameStop. I would type in, let's say, 250 shares. I would do ARCA LS. That usually gets me in the quickest. I would go limit order, visible 250. I don't want to do a market order, though. Let me again. Limit order. Boom. And then I type in the price that I want to get filled. So I would, let's say, get filled at 62.75. Deck, I want to get filled at 62.75. I want to do GME. 250 shares, 62.75, want to do the ARCA LS, limit order, visible 250, and then I click sell. Once I click sell, you guys will see, boink. Oh, is it not going to allow me to do halts, orders during halts? Nope, it will not allow me to do any orders during a halt. So I would actually have to wait until it gets out of this halt. A lot of times you actually can place orders on Lightspeed during halts, but I guess on GameStop it won't allow me. But when I click sell, it's not going to put me in the order right away. It's going to put me on the it's going to put me on a pending order. So just a little bit of a heads up for you guys. It would be a pending order. It wouldn't get filled right away. But simple as that, in stock trading, all it comes on down to is you click sell instead of buy. So you know how you normally are going to click buy then sell? This is the complete opposite. I am betting that the stock's going to fall, not that the stock's going to go up. So I'm actually clicking sell first, then buy. So I sell the shares first, then buy them back. Instead of buying and hoping it goes on up, I'm selling and then buying the shares lower. So we'll keep our eyes peeled over on this. Let's get ready to rock. We might get a first little trade in case this thing does go on a quick little rip and run, in case this thing does get a little bit of spike on up. Yep, I will go over everything, guys, I promise, with my broker, with trade ideas. Today, we are going to be going over my broker. We're going to be going over trade ideas. We'll be going over everything that you guys need here. So now, you guys can see I click sell, and I have a pending order on GME right now if this play ever got up towards this blue line. If this play ever got up towards this blue line around 62.75, then I would be getting filled. So you can see GameStop 0 out of 250. You can see I want to get filled at 62.75, and that SSL means, again, shorting this play. So I don't know if we're going to get that pop back on up. We will see. We'll see if we get a little bit of that move, a little bit of that action towards the upside here. Right now, we do have GameStop. Obviously, a very hot, very wild, very crazy play today. Very fun play already. We want to see if this is going to be able to move itself on up. Get a nice big upper shadow above that $60 mark. Get filled, fall back down towards around 55 bucks or so. But remember, team, I don't like chasing bottoms. I don't like that. I don't like chasing bottoms. I don't like getting filled at the absolute bottom. I don't want to get filled on plays that are that have already dumped and have already fallen all the way on off. So you guys are all good. Yeah, so this is getting a little weaker here. All right, guys, I'm going to exit out this order at this time because I'm not getting filled regardless. And now let's start diving into a little bit of lessons, okay? So first things first that I want to show you guys is I just sent every single person here my scanner settings, okay? Let's talk about how to use them, all right? So all you guys are going to do is you guys are going to click those links. When you click those links, you are going to have trade ideas load from cloud. Okay, so remember, you do need trade idea software to load these to your cloud. But all of these scanners that I just gave away for free are going to be perfect for shorting. Perfect for shorting, finding the best shorts, everything you need. I'm going to explain why. And all you guys have to do at this time is copy this link right here, copy this link, and add it into the load button. So it gives you clear-cut directions. So what I'm going to do is I grab this, right? Here's this. I click File, Load from Cloud, and then I drop it right here, boink, and now I load it. Click Load, and here's my pre-market scanners right here, right? Same exact thing with the other one. Let's say my live trading scanners. So the live trading scanners that you guys are seeing right here, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to grab this link, copy this link, have my trade ideas open, bring over the menu bar from trade ideas, go File, Load, and then again, paste it, click load, boink, and now you guys have my entire trade idea set up here. So what I'm going to do at this moment is I want to go through pre-market, I want to go through my live trading scanners, and I want to go through after hours to make sure you guys understand absolutely everything that you guys are looking at, okay? So let's start with pre-market scanners here. So what I have here is our pre-market scanners. Let's bring these on up. Pre-market scanners at this time. What is the point of them? What do we like about them? What do we know about them? Our pre-market scanners, when you guys have this link, you are going to get a setup that looks like this. Now, just a little heads on up, GME is from Lightspeed. So you guys are going to have this setup on your screen. You're going to have pre-market movers, you're going to have the down gappers and the up gappers and two charts. Now, the thing is, I always like to have two charts. The reason why I like to have two charts is I like to have a full understanding of where the play has been the past 6 months. And I like to also have an intraday chart so I can see what the play is doing in this exact moment. I remember charting used to really confuse me when I first started. When I first started, I was so confused on thinking, how is meta this pattern while also meta is this pattern over here? And really, the way it breaks on down is each candlestick on the daily chart, if we zoomed into it, is over here. So the thing is, if I'm in a 1 minute chart and I could see that this orange line, basically orange is pre-market before the day opens, and the white on the opposite side, this is the live trading. This all right here, which is right above me, is what's happening inside this small candle. So for anyone who doesn't understand, you're saying, how are these charts the same? This is a daily chart. Every candle is represented as one day. This right here is the 1 minute chart. So what is happening inside this candle is right here. So I always like to see what is happening inside the day. What is happening on not only the last 6 months, but what's happening on this intraday since I'm a day trader. So I always have two charts up. I always have a daily chart up, and I always have either a 1 or 2 minute time frame chart up, so I could see as a day trader which way are these plays going. Now on top of that, I also have up gappers, down gappers, and pre-market movers. Now why do I have these? Traders, when you wake up in the morning every single day, you want to see what stock is up the highest. So if I wake up and I see CTNT is up 160%, guess what? Boom, that's going to be a play that I'm probably going to be interested in. All I care about is volatility as a shorter. I want to see what is the stock that is the highest one up that has the most room to come crashing all the way back on down. So the stocks that are up high, the stock that is up 160% on the day, the stock that is up so much has the most room to fall on down. So really, when I wake up every single day and people ask me, hey, Deck, what are the best plays? I can look at some of the top gainers, CTNT, AMC, GME. I know that these are up big and I'm able to make money right away off them because I know usually the top gainers are going to be the ones that have the most weakness. You might say, Deck, how does that make sense? The ones that are the top gainers at the start of the day, people take profits. Imagine if you were holding GME last night. Let's just imagine that. Imagine if you were holding GameStop last night from the price of $29 and you woke up this morning, it was at $65. You are most likely taking profits, which is what leads to drops. Same exact thing with AMC. Same exact thing with CTNT. You know, you get these big spikes, you get these drops and fades all the way back on down, right? SPWR, you went to sleep last night at $2. You woke up this morning, it was at $7. Everyone takes their profits and sells them on off. So top gainers are usually the best play for best shorts. When a lot of people think, oh, Deck, aren't the top losers the worst shorts? And in reality, no. Usually the top losers are going to be the ones that actually get good dip buys. So, as I said before, a lot of times stock trading is almost a game of opposites. When I see top gainers, I get ready for shorts. When I look at top losers, I look at them to see if there's any potential bounce plays. But yes, top gainers can continue to spike. And yes, top gainers usually, again, do turn into the best shorts. I don't look at the top losers as often. I'll be honest with you. I don't. Because top gainers are the ones that have more volume. Things that can go up higher or things that can turn and dump even lower. Usually, again, plays that are top losers don't have as much volume behind it. Now, the big things that I care about when I take a look at the up gappers is I look at the price because I want to see if I can afford it and how many shares I can buy on this play. I look at the gap dollar percentage. How high is this gapping on up? Like how many dollars? Because I kind of have in my mind, if a stock is moving $5, $6, $7, $10, $20, I can make a lot of money. If GME moved up $33 on the day, it could fall $33 on the day and I could be able to make a lot of cash. You know what I mean? So I always think about that. Then you can always correlate it to, again, the percentage that the stock is moving. And we always do like to look at the float, which we will learn a little bit more in the future. Okay? So usually the best thing about this is I look at my up gappers and I look at the charts. I also like to look at the pre-market movers because the pre-market movers, if I see something that is moving very quickly, guess what? Volatility equals activity. Activity equals profit. I, a lot of times, don't care if a stock goes up or if a stock goes down. But stocks that are moving are the stocks that I want to be trading. So the thing is, let's think about it. If I see a stock do this, if I see a stock just move sideways, is there any money for me to be able to make here? No, there's no money for me. But if I see a stock doing this, monster spike, monster dump, monster spike, monster dump, there's money to be made. I could be making money on the upside. I could be making money on the downside. So I like looking at our top gainers right here, our pre-market movers, to see where this hype and momentum is going to be getting after it. Now, on top of that, guys, I also do have a news scanner underneath. So I'm always looking to see what is the hottest news. And that's very important to always be having a news scanner here. So I will, again, be going over this in the future here, but we're kind of more focused over on trade ideas. So news scanner. And then also I always bring over a level 2 from Lightspeed. And that basically puts together my scanner package where we do have our level 2 right here from Lightspeed. We have our Fox Runner news scanner right here. And then on top of that, guys, we also do have our charting from Trade Ideas. Now, after I have my ideas of what I want to be looking at, I do bring over my main charts of the day. So my main charts of the day, the ones that I just posted right here. Let me bring these on up here. Let me go to right here, boom. And here is our scanners that I use every single day. This is what I always like to focus on. And remember, guys, I just gave you these. You guys will be all set, ready to rock. Now, what do we like to look at? Same exact thing as we talked about before. I like to keep my eyes peeled over on a 5-minute chart, or excuse me, like a 2-minute chart and a daily chart. You can bounce around with the minute chart. You could be in a 1-minute chart. You could be in a 2-minute chart. As time goes by, you like to step back a little bit, but then I always like to have a daily chart open so I can see what has happened in the past. That is always so important to me. Now, let's get over to the good stuff here. The breakout scanner. What is the point of the breakout scanner? Ladies and gentlemen, I named these scanners so that you guys can figure out exactly what they mean. A breakout scanner is usually a stock that has a lot of momentum. A breakout scanner is usually a stock that is starting to, you guys guessed it, break out slightly. The more times you see a stock break out, the more times you see it come on up, the better chance of a breakout. So right now we can watch the breakout scanner and we can watch the high of the day momentum scanner. These are the two plays that help me. These are the two scanners that help me find plays right away. So I'm seeing ANY. ANY popping on up many times. Let me click it. ANY, guys, is starting to spike. This is now giving me an idea that ANY could possibly become either number 1, a breakout, or number 2, could become an upcoming short. So the secret sauce here, team, that a lot of you guys are going to want to learn is watch tomorrow. You want to be watching the count alerts. Okay, so watch the count alerts. Notice how like RNAZ has 78 counts right here. That means it's had 78 high of the days. So tomorrow, when you guys are using this high of the day momentum scanner, what I want you guys to realize and what I want you guys to look at is look at what plays are coming up, of course. Look at their low floats. Lower floats always have better chance of spiking. But watch to see what is the first play, the second play to hit a high count. And what's a high count? Like a 20 count. What's the first, second, third play to hit over a 20 count? That's where the mob is usually going. That is where the action is usually going. So we can see right here, RNZ has a 79 count, 80 count. That's usually where most traders are looking at. So RNAZ has gone from 50 cents all the way up to 75 cents. RNAZ is a top dog here today. People like RNAZ, and it's keep coming on up on the high of the day momentum scanner. So if I see a stock that is consistently coming up on the high of the day momentum scanner, such as RNAZ, I'm saying to myself, wow, that's a play that a lot of buyers are looking at right now, which could be a great potential short in the near future. So the high of the day momentum scanner not only shows me what stocks are spiking, but it gives me ideas of what's coming up next. There's nothing really popping up on the breakout scanner right now, but usually it goes from when a high of the day momentum scanner really gets a lot of action, you'll start seeing the breakout scanner start getting a lot of action. The penny stock top gainers and top losers is the same exact thing as we had over on pre-market. It just tells us what is the top dogs right here. So I can see CTNT is up 244%. HOLO is up 56%. Obviously, I know that this play 243% gain is a much better play. It's much hotter. It's much more active. And you guys can adjust this. Go over, you guys can right click and click configure. And once you click configure, you can change anything that you guys want. But what you can do here is change the price. So right here, I have between 25 cents and $25. Let's just go to at least, let's go $2,500. We'll get every play available in the stock market. So what we have here, we do have AMC now popping on up. AMC popping on up, GME popping on up. You can see they're right here now. So if you guys see a play that maybe you're saying, why is this not on the high of the day momentum, or why is this not on the top gainer board? You may just have to adjust the settings here and there, because those are set for more 25 cents to $25, more of these normal penny stock actions. AMC and GameStop is a little bit different. They're massive plays. So you may have to adjust it slightly here and there, just by, again, allowing the price to be higher. That's all. On top of that, we also have our Holt scanner, shows us what stocks are going to be halted. And then last but not least, we do have our mid-candle breakout scanner. Mid-candle breakouts, guys, are one of my favorite breakout patterns, and they only happen on the daily chart. So a lot of these plays, when you see the mid-candle breakout pattern, they're going to be plays that are spiking on the daily chart, and I actually love looking for breakouts on these plays. If that's NVAX, right? Let's see, CCLD, that's a good one. KOSS, that's been moving on up. INOD starting to move on up. So it's a pattern that I love, and I will teach you as we move forward. Now remember, it's not only just our scanners. I do bring over, of course, our Lightspeed level 2 here. Lightspeed level 2 right here. And that's basically completes my setup. So what completes my entire setup right here is going to be my trade idea setups, my Lightspeed setups, and in the morning, of course, my Fox Runner setups, which shows me all the hottest news, which is, extremely important in stock trading. Okay, which is super important in stock trading so that we are all set ready to rock. Now, let's keep on going here, team, because we just went over trade ideas. And also, I did post my last little thing, which was after hours. So let's go from right here and let's go over to after hours. And after hours is the same exact thing as you guys can imagine. Most up and down in post-market, stocks that are moving in post-market. And again, a momentum mover for post-market. So the thing is, traders, we are just looking for stocks that are constantly hitting highs. Stocks that hit highs are stocks that traders are looking at. Stocks that are hitting highs are stocks that traders are pushing on up. Stocks that are pushing on up are stocks that have volatility, which means we can see breakouts, we can see shorts, we can have all that good stuff. So that's the things I want you guys to be aware of, that it's all about looking for plays that are hitting highs. Hitting highs shows that stocks or that stock has volume. And as long as it has volume, we can make a lot of money off these plays. All right, guys, right now we do have GameStop already. Still trying to stay alive here. GameStop's getting a little bit of a fade. It doesn't look like it's getting too much hype at this moment. Now, let's go over to my Lightspeed broker. And let's talk about my Lightspeed broker. And let's talk about what we have. Now, I do have my account number here, so I don't want to show that. Please understand that. But I'm going to bring everything else over what I have over on my Lightspeed. I'm actually going to minimize everything else, though, real quick. And the reason why I'm going to minimize is I just want to have everyone understand, just seeing what I have over on my Lightspeed broker. So on my other screen, this is my setup. I have my orders right here. I have my positions right here. I have my short request button right here. I can make this a little bit smaller so it kind of blends into the screen. I do have, I used to have a option chain, right? But other than that, I'm not doing options right now. So again, I do just have an order entry box right here. Let me bring this on down. There we go. I do have a message box basically telling me you're in, you're out. But again, that shows my account number and stuff. And then I do just have a chart right here. So this is my Lightspeed Trader brokerage. So if I want to do this, if you guys want to have the same exact setup that I have, number one, to get the short request button, everyone listen up very carefully. If you want to short on Lightspeed, which is probably what 99% of you guys want to do, is you have to email shorts@lightspeed.com. So go to gmail.com right now, go to Microsoft, whatever you guys use, and go to shorts@lightspeed.com, add your account number, and say, can you please add the short request button to my platform? And then once you do that, you will be able to go over to the new section over on the header, and you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll. So we can bring this on over. I don't think it's not going to be the biggest deal in the world. So let me actually, again, bring this on over. Let me just make sure everything is good. Yeah, that's no big deal. Okay, so you guys can see right here, and we can go new. So once we click new right here, you guys can see I can bring up a level 2, right? Type in GameStop if I want to. You guys will be all set. You guys can go over to watch lists, right? You can create watch lists, add, different watch lists, things along those lines. You can go over to add a time in sales, right? You want to add GameStop. You can add everything right here. You can add over towards, a chart, alerts, fundamentals, right? Option level 2, all this stuff. But then all the way down here, right? Let me move this over slightly. You can go new, and then over here is the short request button. So when you click short request, now you can go ahead and start shorting these plays. So GameStop, 100 shares, I want to short it, boom, cost me 75 cents. I click accept, and then I'll be all set, ready to short. So you do have new right here, you have utilities, you have layout, you have windows, all this different stuff right here so that you guys can be able to, make the best setup possible. For me, I again use a lot of trade ideas to be able to find the best plays and things along those lines. So guess what, team? I really only use orders. I only use positions. I only use the short request. I only use my order box, and I only use the level 2. I'm not using a ton of crazy things because I use a lot of my Fox Runner news scanner for news, and I use my trade ideas for actual charting. So when I'm looking at my Fox Runner, when I'm looking at my trade ideas, when I'm looking at the level 2 and I'm ready to enter a play, this is how you guys are going to want to do it. You guys are going to locate your shares, right? You locate your shares, you click accept, right? I already located 1,000 shares. Now, what you're going to do is go to your order box. Now, your order box, you are going to type in whatever stock you want to do. So we can do GME. You are going to put how many shares you want to do. So let's say 250, 500, whatever. Then, in most cases, we are going to want to be using a limit order. Why do we want to do a limit order? A limit order is going to allow us to pick the price that we want to get filled on. So, over on GameStop, let's say I'm taking a look over on GameStop. Let's bring it over a chart on GameStop here. And here's a chart, and I know that GameStop has a resistance here, and it's going to be resistance up here, right? Would that make sense? Would that make sense of me saying, okay, I'm going to do a short here at $70, short here at $72, a short right here would be at $66. This would be following the downtrend. That's a great area. So if you want to place an order up high, you can do that. You can say, GME, I want to get filled at the price of $67. $67. Now, I always use ARCA LS. Now, why do I use ARCA LS? Because ARCA LS is actually going to be one of the best routes for you, market routes. Now, there might be like a 20-cent charge when you use ARCA LS because it's a little bit quicker and a little bit better. Now, the thing is, you will also have to use ARCA LS if you are trading in after hours or if you're trading in pre-market. You must be using ARCA LS for after hours and pre-market. But sometimes, again, traders might just be using Lightspeed. Lightspeed has their own route, that's fine, and that's what kind of the standard is. So either use Lightspeed or use ARCA LS. It's fine, both will work, but ARCA LS is going to allow you to trade after hours and pre-market. This is all the way from 4 in the morning all the way until 8 o'clock at night. Then, since you have limit order, you'll be all set. Now, another thing you can do, guys, is you can actually not show your shares on the level 2. If you're saying, hey, I have a big order coming through, I don't want this to manipulate the market in any sort of way, you can actually hide your shares if you want to, and they won't show up on the level 2. This will also be a small additional fee, and to me, it doesn't really matter. If you're getting 250 shares on a play that's getting millions of dollars, it does not really matter in any sort of way. Okay? TIF stands for day. How long do you want this order to actually be pending? So if my order does not get filled at $67 by the end of today, by 4 o'clock, guys, guess what? Or excuse me, by 8 o'clock tonight, it is going to get out, right? It's not going to get filled. It's going to cancel itself. Then we have market day. Market day would mean that this order is not going to close at 4 o'clock. Then we have good till canceled, which means it'll open up forever. This order will be open up for days and years until you close it. 1 hour, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, right? These are all things that you guys can pick. Pick whatever you want, right? Unless you're really being strategic about it. I always do day. Obviously, if you do 30 seconds and you don't get filled within 30 seconds, well, then it's going to cancel automatically. I always have mine just set on day. Other than that, remember, traders, this is the complete opposite. This is the complete opposite of trading. So what do I mean by trading here? You are going to click sell to get involved into a play. So if I do a limit order right now and I click sell, boink, right? It's not letting me because it's so far away. Let's just go up to like $59 right now. We're not going to get filled on this either. So let's go right here. $59. GameStop. It just came up in my order box, not my position box, right? So GameStop, 0-250. There are 0 shares filled out of the 250 shares that I want to get filled. I will get filled at the price of $59. And this order was set at the time of 10:26. My positions is going to be what is actually filled. So there is nothing that is actually filled at this moment, as you guys can tell. So I have a pending order, and if I don't like this order, I can cancel it. So do I use the charts? Yes. Do I use the level 2? Yes. And do I use the short request button? Absolutely yes. So I want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to get after it. You guys are all set, ready to make this money. All right? Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns out of how I set up my brokerage? How, again, you guys are seeing my scanners? And I do just want to take a second here to answer any questions that you guys have. Now, I do see a popular question. And the popular question is, Deck, my scanners aren't loading. My scanners aren't working. My trade idea scanners are not, again, popping on up. There is, again, something I already stated. You guys have to have a trade idea subscription. They will only work if you guys have trade ideas. If you guys don't have trade ideas, it will not work. So you have to be a member of trade ideas for them to work. Okay? So that's, just a little heads up for you guys. Those are my scanner settings, which are 100% custom coded. But the thing is, you will still need trade ideas for those to actually work. So they're not just going to work without a subscription to trade ideas. You will still need a subscription to trade ideas. Usually, again, people have to get a subscription to trade ideas, and then on top of that, have to pay $1,000 for these custom codes. So the thing is, you guys don't have to do that. So I want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go. You guys have my scanners now, and you guys have my light speed setup, how you guys are all set and understanding everything right there. Okay, awesome. Now, team, it's 10:28 in the market. What I want to make sure everyone, just want to make sure we're all good here. Wanted to talk about my light speed. Also, team, yep, if you guys want to have light speed, obviously I'll hook you guys up as well. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me go up and get the light speed brokerage for you guys. Trade Ideas is a paid subscription, guys. Trade Ideas is a paid subscription. So the thing is, I don't own Trade Ideas. I can't give you free Trade Ideas access. I can give you my scanner clouds because those are all custom coded by me, but I cannot give you Trade Ideas to work. Okay? You still will have to get Trade Ideas to make those scanners work. Okay? So if you want them, you don't have to, but the thing is, I cannot give you Trade Ideas because I don't own them. Okay, that's it. I feel like I have to talk slow sometimes. Okay, it would basically like if you came up to me and said, "Hey, Deck, give me a free Amazon Prime account." I don't own Amazon Prime, right? So it's like I use Trade Ideas. I don't own Trade Ideas. So I can give you what I can. Yeah. So what you're saying is we need Trade Ideas if you want to have the same setups as me. Correct. Slower, Deck. Slow it down. Slow. All right. Now, let's jump on over and let's start learning a little bit more on these plays. So today, team, we are going to be going over a little bit more of an understanding of shorts. So I do want to dive into a PowerPoint, and I am going to be talking about shorts, how shorts work, and make sure that we're all set, ready to go. Okay? So this is probably going to be, I'm going to say, probably about 30 minutes or so that we are going to be reviewing and give you guys the clear now foundation of how shorting works. Okay? So let's get this party going and let's just have some fun and make sure everyone's all set, ready to rock and roll here. So bringing this thing on over today, you guys already know it. Shorting. Today's the basics of shorting. Understanding how it works, why we do it, what we're looking for on these plays. Actually, understanding how do we get paid from shorts. So, what is shorting? Short selling allows investors to profit from stocks or other securities when they go down in value. In order to sell short, an investor has to borrow the stock or security through a brokerage company from someone who owns it. The investor sells the stock, retaining the cash proceeds. The short seller hopes that the price will fall over time, providing an opportunity to buy back the stock at a lower price. Any money left over after buying back the stock is a profit to the short seller. Traders, I remember when I first started learning about short selling, I was so dang confused on what the definition was. It was like, how do we make money? How are we buying the shares, not now, but we're covering the shares and then buying it back to our broker? This is really all that you need to know. First things first is you make money as the stock falls. Very simple, very easy. But let's just think about it in this manner. If I buy a stock, right? I buy shares and the stock goes on up and I sell shares here. I make money from the difference. I make money if the stock goes from $1 and goes all the way up to $2, and I put in 1,000 shares. I bought at the price of $1 and I sold at the price of $2 with 1,000 shares. That gives me a $1,000 profit. Now, all we're doing is the same exact thing, only opposite. In this case, we are going to click the sell button first. When we click the sell button first, that is now giving us the shorts on this play. And if it falls down to $1, when I click buy, it is now getting me out of this play. Now, when this transaction goes to your broker, guys, okay, this is how it works. When your transaction goes to your broker, it will just flip it and basically say, okay, if you bought from $1 and went to $2, you got $1,000. But since you sold it at $2, then bought it at $1, that's going to still be $1,000. And yes, you sold it here and bought it here, but we'll just flip it around and say you bought it here and sold it here because it's still the same exact thing. So what we're doing here is we're buying second. We're shorting first. We're basically picking what's the exit price. What's the exit price first, and then getting in at a lower area. So sometimes trying to figure out what's the definition of shorting is way more difficult of what actual shorting is. All shorting is we are betting the stock's gonna fall. And other than that, you don't need to do anything else with your broker. You click sell, you click buy. Even some brokers have the word short and cover. If you have your broker and it says short and cover, that's what you want to be clicking. Short first, cover second. So really how this works is short sellers borrow a stock from the broker, just like we paid $7 from Lightspeed on GameStop. Short seller immediately sells the stock on the market. Short seller buys back from the stock when again we hit that price that we want. And then we return the borrow shares to the broker. They flip it around and it basically shows a great profitable trade. So, short selling, we jump in on the play at the very top, falls on down to the bottom, we make money as the stock goes. We bring it back over to the broker, they reverse our entry and exit, boom, we make the difference. So it is allowed, it is legal, it is everything that we're doing is perfectly legit in the stock market. We are saying we are looking for a stock to fall because we do not believe that these plays are going to be holding up very well. So, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but why in the world would I ever want to short? Well, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the BLS, data from the BLS shows approximately 20% of new businesses fail within the first 2 years, 45% fail within the first 5 years, 65% fail within the 10 years, and only 25% actually make it within, again, 15 years. So the thing is, we know about 80% of new businesses are going to fail over time. And as I already told you guys, it does not matter what play you look at. Let's bring up CTNT. If we are referring to penny stocks, I go over to CTNT. Let's just switch over to a weekly chart. Every single play is going to be probably fading and falling over time. CTNT was at $6 and faded and fallen, was all the way down towards, again, $1. Now it has a little bit of a pop at this moment, right? Let's take a look over on HOLO. HOLO was all the way up at $356. Now it's at $3. Let's take a look over on MAXN. MAXN was all the way up at $58. Now it's at $3. Let's take a look over on KOSS. KOSS was at $128. Now it's at $6. Let's take a look over on VUZI. Was all the way up at $32. Now it's at $1. Let's take a look over on BIG. BIG was all the way up towards $71. Now it's at $4. Let's take a look over on TUP. TUP was all the way up to $66. Now it's at $2. Ladies and gentlemen, the stock market is just a huge marketplace of where companies are trying to get investors to give them money. That's all it is. The stock market is, let's put our business on here and hopefully people give us money. But guess what? For 99% of plays, they don't get money. You know who gets money? Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft. All these other plays just fade over time. All these other plays just fade and fall and get weaker. You have better odds making money on the downside than you do on the upside. We just looked at all these random plays. These are all just the top gainers on the day, and all of them are trash. All of them are falling over the last year, 2 years, 3 years. They just fade and fade and fade. Which is why whenever we see a very nice spike, we know that that spike is not going to last. We know that that spike is not going to hold on up. Guess what happens, guys? It's so crazy. It's so wild. It's so nuts to me that every single day, we see a whole bunch of garbage plays and traders say, what's the best play? What's the best garbage play? What's the play that's going to spike? Guys, I can't wait to... Why are we obsessed? Why are we obsessed with trying to find what is going to be the number one top gainer that goes from $1 all the way up to $100? Why can't we just say, hey, this stock's at $100 and we know it's going to go back down towards $1? We are obsessed with trying to find the stock out of 9,000 that's going to go on the upside, when we know nearly all of these plays are going to be going on the downside after these pops on up. These plays are going to fail. These plays are only up because of social media or, again, a press release that came out on that day, which is all hype related. I have shown you guys this picture a bajillion times that I will continue to show you. The reason how I've been able to make so much money in the stock market is just from basically realizing every play is built off hype. That's it. When you see these huge gains and you guys see these huge profits and you guys are saying, Deck, how in the world did you make 570,000? It's not me saying, okay, what's the best play out of 9,000 options and hopefully I nail that big time spike. No, it's waiting for the spike to happen and saying this play isn't going to hold. Let me just bet against it, right? Let me just bet against the play that I know that's not going to hold its gains. Let me just bet against the play that I know is not going to do very well. Let me just bet against the play that's probably not going to be able to hold up very well. That's all I was doing. I'm betting against the one that probably is going to give all of its gains right on back, right? So that's the idea about these stocks, that these are just not going to be able to hold. So let's get back into this. So let's take a step back. We are trading the penny stock market. These are not reliable companies, and 80% will go bankrupt in less than 2 years. Penny stocks run from momentum, not from financials. No one comes up to me and says, oh, Deck, are you shorting that play because it has a bad PE ratio? Are you shorting this play because it has, bad earnings reports? Guys, I'm shorting a play because it spikes up 200% on a day. The reason why, again, I get involved over on plays is because when I see a stock go straight up, most likely in the future, it's going to come straight on down. When I see a stock go straight on up, it's most likely going to be coming straight on down. When I see a stock go straight on up, most likely it's going to be coming straight on down. Take a look over on, again, GameStop, which is, the talk of the town right now, which everyone's looking at. You go straight up, guess what happens? You have a great opportunity of coming straight back on down. You go straight up, you have a great opportunity of coming straight back on down. Take a look at what GameStop is speaking to us. Let the chart tell us what we should do. Right? Let the chart tell us. GameStop right here is in a weekly time frame, okay? So we are in a weekly time frame right now, GME, okay? Now, this W stands for every candle that we're looking at. Every candle is representing in the last 5 days of trading, from Monday to Friday. Now, if I take a look over on these, I can see on this huge candle, Monday through Friday, we spiked from here all the way up to here. But then the following week, we had a monster red candle after we formed this upper shadow. Then we also do have right here to right here, 5 days of climbing. We formed an upper shadow. Then the following week, we gave it all back. Then you guys can see from here to here, gave it all back, here, here. You guys can see the idea of what's going on. If GameStop over this next, let's say, few days, pops back up towards, again, $52, pops on up to $50, pops on up to whatever dollars, next week should be an easy short for us right back on down. Because that's what has happened how many times? That's what the chart shows us. A lot of people aren't willing to read the chart and actually understand the chart. If you told me that every single time GameStop had a massive rip, it crashed the next week. Every time I had a massive rip, it crashed the next week. Every time I had a massive rip, it crashed the next week. Every time I had a massive rip, it crashed the next week. Guess what, the big short for myself is going to be? The big short for myself right here is going to be next week, I'm going to be able to make that money. Next week, I'm going to be able to make that cash. Next week, I'm going to be able to make that profit. Next week, I'm going to be able to make those gains, right? So I want to make sure every single trader understands when you look at these charts, these plays have a 9 out of 10 better chance of going down than they do of going up. But still, we're so obsessed with, what's going to be the play that goes up? And that's what we have to get out of our heads. So you guys may have seen this picture before. Aerotine. Aerotine, what's this from? This is from, again, Wolf of Wall Street. Aerotine, what does he say? He says, Aerotine is groundbreaking pharmaceutical company coming out with huge expectations from blue chip companies. Are you with me right now? Right? It's like, this is what a lot of the penny stocks are. They are just 2 employees, 1 employee. It's where's your office? Oh, where office is at our house, right? They're like, they don't even have an office space, which is why every time we see spikes, we have to realize these spikes are not going to hold their gains. Now, if we know this, that every single time a stock spikes, it does not hold its gains, why don't we always win? Why don't we always realize that this goes straight on up and comes straight back on down? Why don't we always realize that this goes straight back on up and this comes straight back on down? Usually the issue is the lack of patience. I see UONE starts spiking very big. I see UONE starts going crazy, and then guess what happens? We say, okay, time to jump in, and it keeps going higher and higher and higher. Something that I've been working on over the past year, as you guys know, I haven't been shorting over the past year, taking a little bit of a hiatus off of it, is that I've realized that if you wait 1 week after the initial big spike on a supernova play, you have, what I've realized so far, over a 90% chance of success. You wait 1 week over on these plays. This is in a daily chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a big time spike. Over the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 30, 50 days, it falls all the way back on down. Here's again SPI. Monster spike, guess what? It gave all of its gains back on down. Monster spike, guess what happens? It gives all of its gains back on down. So, you're already picking up on things. Number one, these plays aren't holding. Number two, they give back all their gains. Number three, they all have big, long upper shadows. Can you start seeing the predictability right now, traders? Are you guys with me on saying, wow, this is getting so easy, it's almost insane? Are you guys realizing, okay, I don't even have to find the number one top gainer. The number one top gainer is just given to me every day. Deck, how do I know what the number one top gainer is? Well, first things first, we all know GameStop's the hottest play. Or second things second, I literally just gave you my scanners, and it's just going to tell you what the number one top gainer is every single day. So it's like, Deck, are you kidding me right now? Literally, all we got to do at this moment is wait for the number one top gainer. We know if it's a crazy supernova, if we short it the next week, we're going to make money. And in most of these cases, if it's just like a 200% spiker, they're most likely going to come crashing on down within the same day. Yes, yes, yes. I'm literally giving you the answers. I'm giving you CTNT, most likely going to come crashing back on down. GameStop, best time to be able to short this one is going to be next week, as it is a bigger supernova. This play is going to come crashing. Why? Upper shadows, weekly chart, everything I'm going over. Let's stop trying to pick the 1 out of 9,000 to be the winner, and literally the answer will be given to us. Right? We have it. We have it all set. Traders, you guys have seen my P&Ls. Over $500,000 in a year. I'm giving you everything you need here. So are these penny stocks really going to hold their moves? No. Someone find me one penny stock. Find me one penny stock that has ever spiked and kept going higher and 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 just kept going up forever. You see, you can't find one. I knew it. Right? So, hey, sorry, I'm getting a little carried away. Is there a play that maybe started as a penny stock and started building on up and became better and better and better? Sure. I could say Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin. But I'm not talking about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, right? I'm talking about 99% of penny stocks, when they spike 200, 300%, give it a week for the hype to die on off, and guess what? People start losing interest. They do. Now, GameStop, AMC, maybe a little different. You know why? Because they do have that big following, right? So I'll give that's a little bit different. But 99% of penny stock plays, people just can't keep their interest. Because the moment it goes up, they love it, they love it, they love it. They turn it for a second, and then guess what happens? Everyone loses interest on it. And they say, okay, where's the next one? Where's the next one? It's basically like we're taking advantage of the fact that there's social media today. We're taking advantage of the fact that there's so much hype in today's world. We're taking advantage that people can't stay focused on a play for more than a day. Guess what people do all day long, every single day? I'll show you right now. They go over to TikTok and they do this. They go over to TikTok and they say, oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow, okay. 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 It's like we can't watch anything for more than 10 seconds, it seems like. Right? Every 10 seconds, we scroll to a new video. Every 10 seconds. Like, basically, the younger mind is programmed to have such a short attention span. We're basically taking advantage of this attention span on the fact that people are not going to stick with the majority of stocks. These plays are going to come crashing back on down extremely fast. These plays are going to come crashing on down the moment that people start losing interest on them. And that's what's so amazing. So, let me ask you guys this question right now. Are you a trader, right? Are you this type of trader right here? Are you a trader that constantly buys in at the top? You see a big time spike, you buy in at the very top, you end up losing. Every time you buy into a play, it reverses on you. Every single time you get involved on these plays, they start getting weaker on you. It seems like no matter what you do, you just can't get it right. So why not turn that weakness into strength? Why is it every single time you buy, you lose? Well, how about every time you buy, you win now? Just bet the opposite way. that it's going to fall. Stop chasing and start shorting the highs. New traders rely too much on visual confirmation. I've talked about this before, but this is the #1 sign of a weak-minded trader. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you out in any sort of way if this is you, but I'm going to say you're a weak-minded trader. And the reason why I'm saying that right now is because I want you to be able to stand up and say, okay, you're right, you got me. If I saw a play, and I see this happen way too often, I see a stock, let's say ABC, whatever. Stock ABC comes out with positive phase 2 news. Positive phase 2 news that has reached endpoints. Something that's really good, right? That's a very good press release. Now, you see this press release and you say, okay, that's a good press release, but I'm a little scared to jump on it. It may not move. And then it goes up higher. And you say, oh man, it's going on up, but now I don't want to chase because I know chasing's wrong. So it goes up even higher. And you say, oh, okay, hold on. I might get in. And it goes up even higher. And you say, man, this is going crazy. Okay, I'm buying in. And you buy in right here, and then it starts turning and dumping and falling. How many times has that happened to you? Guys, if that's the type of trader we are, let's just reverse that. Turn our weakness into strengths. Be the person that says, hey, if I'm late to the play, that's okay. If you're late to the play, that's even better because now you can get involved in shorts, right? So we want to make sure that we are understanding this, okay? Now, shorting is the same exact way as buying shares, traders. When we short 1,000 shares and it moves $1, right? We still make $1,000. If a stock goes up $1 and we have 1,000 shares, we still make $1. So no matter what, depending on your share size, I always go with like 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 3,000 shares. 1,000 shares, $1 up is $1,000. 2,000 shares, $1 up is $2,000. 3,000 shares, $1 up is $3,000. Same exact thing on the way on down. Right? There's no difference between buying or shorting. You're making the same amount of money. So let me ask you guys a question right now. If I showed you already that the majority of plays are going to fail just in time, they're already going to go on down. And we already know that the majority of penny stock plays that are based off hype and momentum are just pumps that are going to be dumping on down. And that these plays are nearly every single time, if you give them 1 week, they're going to come crashing on down. And we have never even found a penny stock that's ever gone from a penny stock and actually turned into a good, credible company. And we know that all these plays, right, all these traders have short attention spans and can't keep their attention on a play for more than like a day or two. It's almost like, why are we doing options again? Traders, let's think about this now. We already talked about all the reasons why we don't like options. We already talked about all the reasons why the odds are against us. We got to pick the right stock. We have to pick the right price. We have to pick if it's going up or down, right? We have to pick if it's going up or down. We have to not only pick, though, the strike price. Is it going up or down to this certain price? We have to talk about, again, the expiration date, up or down on the correct price to, again, this correct price before the expiration date happens. Then on top of that, we have to do it before, again, time decay takes on over. Then on top of that, guys, we have to be able to face all the other Greeks that we have. And again, implied volatility. We have every reason why we are going to be a loser on a lot of our plays with options. Now on top of that, let's imagine if we're doing options on, again, smaller to mid-cap plays. Mid-cap plays, the ones that I already told you that are probably more likely to fail over time. And the ones that are most likely going to be pumps. And the ones that are more likely are going to have that short attention span. And if you're not in right away, you're most likely going to end up losing. So you have all these reasons why you can lose in options, plus again, all these reasons on the upside for, again, penny stocks. So really, it's just like you have every reason why you will lose. While on the opposite side, we're saying to ourselves, we have all these reasons on why we can win, right? We short, right? When we short, we don't have to face any of this. When we short, we don't got to face implied volatility or Greeks or time decay or expiration date or strike price. All we got to do is pick the right price that we think it's going to go down. And on top of that, we don't have to face any of this. We don't got to face again, is it going to last? Is it going to have attention? This company's not a good, healthy company. We don't need to focus on that in any sort of way. All we need to focus on is that this play is most likely going to go down over time. And guess what? You now are going to be a winner. All right, so happy trading, everyone. So Pros, it is easier to find a stock later than it is earlier, right? Isn't it easier to find a stock later after it's already spiked on up than it is earlier? Nearly all spikes will crash as penny stocks are momentum based. It's extremely profitable if you can learn the tops. Cons, numbers go forever. Do not hold shorts overnight. Now, I've talked to you guys about this already, okay? But they have changed this, but I would always double check with your broker. But this is the number one issue that people always get scared of. The number one issue people always get scared of with shorts is that, as we talked about, if we have a stock that's $5 and I buy 1,000 shares, right? Buy 1,000 shares. The most money that I can lose is it goes to zero and I lose $5,000. If they're shorts though, and I short 5,000 shares and it goes up to $10, right? I lose 5,000 bucks. But what happens if it goes up to $20, right? Am I going to be down $10,000 in debt? Well, brokers won't allow this anymore for the most case. People get nervous that, oh, what if I hold a play and it keeps going higher and higher and higher? Do I go into debt? Now, Lightspeed gets you out of your play. If you lose more than 90% of your account on a trade, on any trade that's up or down, they liquidate your account. And what does that mean? They basically say, hey, you know what? We're getting you out of this play, right? We're going to liquidate your account. We're going to get you out of this play because we don't trust you in it. So that's great that, your broker should be able to do that for you and that you'll be all set, ready to go. So you really don't have to worry about that. But there was a time that people were getting very scared, which was understandable. For instance, this was a story here. I don't mean to scare you because you guys don't have to worry about this, but this is what used to happen. You could see this was back in 2015. And I actually remember trading this play. I was at this time, guys, a junior in college, and I remember the same exact play. It says, help, my short position got crushed and now I owe E-Trade $106,000. So his name is Joe Campbell. He claims he went to bed Wednesday evening with $37,000 in his trading account. Then again, later woke up and he was in debt of $106,000. What happened was the stock came out with news overnight. It went on a big time spike and he woke up and was in debt. So do you guys need to worry about that? As I said, no, your broker is going to liquidate your account, but please understand there is still a lot of risk with shorting overnight in case the stock ever has a gap on up, but it really is the same amount of risk on the same exact thing if you guys were ever buying a stock and it has a big gap on down. You can lose money on both sides. Both sides, you can lose money on the upside. Both money, you can lose money on the downside as well. Okay? So I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that and everything that we have going on at this time. So what have we gone over so far? We have gone over so far our trade idea scanners. We have gone over so far our Lightspeed scanners. We have gone over so far shorting and really getting a good understanding of why we like to short and how it works. We have gone over so far how to place an order on our shorts. And now again, we are going to be moving into some different indicators that are going to help us on our shorts. But before we dive into indicators, I do want to take a question right here and, I do want to open up the floor to about a 5-minute break here, and let's just go to any questions that you guys may have. So just like we did yesterday around this time, this is a great time if anyone's confused on anything that I've stated so far. If anyone needs any help with anything, I don't want to go too far in the future here, too far forward. I do want to give you guys 5 minutes here to answer any questions or ask any questions that you guys may have. So at this moment, give me a second. I'm going to go get myself a drink of water as I usually do at this time and allow you guys to ask any questions that you guys have. Guys, throwing on some music. I'll be back on the mic in about 1 minute here and we'll be all set, ready to go. See you guys back here in 1 minute. Let's do it, baby.
You can't be said I'm an early bird. It's 10 o'clock before I say a word. Baby, I can never tell. How do you sleep so well? You keep telling me to live right, to go to bed before the daylight. But then you wake up for the sunrise. You know you don't gotta pretend. Baby, now and then, don't you just wanna wake up? job gets done, but you worry some. I know, but who wants to live forever, babe? You treat your mouth as if it's heaven's gate. The rest of you like you're the TSA. I wish I could go along. Babe, don't get me wrong, you know you're bright as the morning, soft as the rain, pretty as a vine, sweet as a grape. If you can sit in a barrel, maybe I'll wait.
All right, traders, let's answer some questions here. Let's make sure everyone understands what's going on here. So let's do this. Let's go over it all. Answer these questions. Bring them on over. So we're all set, ready to go. All right, let me go up to here. Questions. Whale, maybe. Do you look at interest charges before shorting? I heard some shorters lost money on DJT because interest charges were so high. No, again, all you have to do is look at your shorting fees. So, like, for instance, you know, your shorting fees is the main fee that you pay. So if you wanted to short, let's say DJT here. DJT, I click locate. Do I even need to click locate? So it's not even shortable. Little heads on up. I do want to talk about this. Great question. If there is an L, it stands for you have to locate your shares. So if you see there's an L on like Lightspeed, you have to locate your shares. There's going to be a fee. If there is a T right here, it means there's no shares available to short. So you can't short them in any sort of way. Now, if there is an E, stands for E, easily accessible for everyone. That means you don't even need to pay a fee. So that's the beautiful thing here is that you guys don't need to pay fees to short, let's say, more popular plays. It's just going to be the more difficult ones that you even need to pay a fee on. So, let's say CTNT. So you guys can see CTNT, you click this right here. And let me make sure we're all set here. Hold on a second. I think I was muted on one of these. All right, awesome. So you guys can actually see right here over on CTNT, there is an L here. Whenever you see an L, it stands for locate. So I would have to click locate, and this is going to be my main fee here. So you can see $100, 40 cents. Not too bad, right? So, that's the main fee. L stands for locate. If I type in DJT and there's a T, it means there's no shares available to short. And if I type in like Tesla right here, there's an E, which stands for easily accessible for everyone. So those are going to be the main fees that you are going to be paying, is going to be your main shorting fee. Again, great question here. Sammy saying, hi Deck, quick question. Do we need the Trade Ideas Basic or Premium Alpha Pro subscription? Basic works, right? If you want to have the premium, that gives you like some other features and stuff if you want to explore the trade ideas, but the basic would work as well. Your scanners are to short only, no options. They're going to be more for shorting and smaller cap plays, because options are honestly like super simple when it comes down to like, what are you doing options on? Just most people just pick a stock that they like a lot, and then you just look at the chart. So it's not like, a lot of options aren't really from like looking for breakouts and top gainers and these around. A lot of times people who trade options are like, oh, I just trade Tesla every day. Ooh, I trade, whatever. I trade Tesla every day. Ooh, I trade NVDA every single day. So yes, my scanners are going to be more for shorts. They're going to be more for looking for quick, fast, hot, crazy movers that are going to bring us the most amount of momentum. Trail Babo, just to confirm, I can't show until I have 2K margin account on Lightspeed, correct? Correct. Most brokers are going to ask to have at least $2,000. Arison saying Lightspeed Trader account or Lightspeed Web and mobile account, are they the same? Lightspeed Trader is what I have. So what I showed you guys before with the short request button, all that stuff, that's Lightspeed Trader. Lightspeed Web is if you have less than $5,000 in your account. Less than $5,000, you're probably going to be stuck on Lightspeed Web. Your goal is to get to Lightspeed Trader. What are some brokers for international accounts? International accounts, CMEG international account. Interactive Brokers. International account. Trade Zero international account. Prime time, you can buy puts if they have options. Again, guys, you can always buy puts, but I'm just not a put fan. I already gave all those reasons on why I don't really like it. Craze, how many screens do you have? I like this question. So traders, I will tell you guys right now, the perfect amount of screens to have while trading is going to be 3, right? Uno, dos, tres. So 3 screens is going to be the best that you can have. So I want to show you guys a couple little things here. I think the best screens, if we take a look over here, I think the best setup that you can possibly have is something that honestly looks like this. I think that's the best setup you guys can have. And the reason why that is the best setup is because you can have right over here, you can have the live stream. The live stream that I'm presenting to you guys right now. You guys can see me, you guys can listen to me, you guys can do everything you need. Right in front of you, you guys can have your brokerage, right? You can have your broker so you can see your charts, you can see your trade ideas, you can see whatever you guys want, and you guys can be able to place your orders. And to the right side over here, you can have your internet tabs. You can have Tradecaster open with the chat room open, but then you can also have Yahoo Finance, StockTwits, Twitter, Discord, whatever, you know? So this is the way that I think is the perfect setup. I think it is live stream here in full screen so you can see everything I'm doing. I think it's perfect to be able to have your broker and charts right here. And I think it's perfect to have all your internet tabs in the chat room right here. That's what I think is the perfect setup. Now, I know some people get carried away. Some people have something like this, right? Some people have something like this. Let me tell you right now, guys, unless you are launching, rockets into space, you don't need this many screens, okay? If you are this guy right here, right? If you're saying, hey, Deck, I'm ready to go. You better be hacking the entire stock market if your screen looks like this. If I walk into your office and it looks like this, you better be saying to me, hey, Deck, I literally just stole $100 million, okay? Like, that's the only way I accept if you have this many screens. Now, will I say one screen is enough? I personally cannot do one screen. One screen to have my chat, to have the live stream, to have my brokers, to have my internet tabs, to have all my research. It's too much. It's too much for one screen. 2 screens is pushing it. 3 screens is perfect. So 3 screens is, I think, the best amount. JP, I'm only trading on SPY. If I can only afford to trade with $2,000, not worth it. Should I stop? The S&P 500, $2,000. Again, it's just, you're probably not going to see as many gains as you want. The thing is, JP, think about this. Okay, let's just think about this here for a second. I'm going to help you on why you should want to even be able to short here today. So I'm kind of looking for a different example. Okay, HOLO. JP saying, Deck, I got $2,000. How can I make money? Okay, well, JP, you already know you got $2,000, right? $2,000. Now, when you go over to a margin account, you know that you are going to be getting 4 to 1. So once you go to a margin account, you are now getting $8,000 that you can trade with. Now, let's say HOLO today. Today, the stock spiked on up, and let's say you got a good entry right around $4, okay? And we'll say normal situation and best case situation. Best case, you used all $8,000 and you got 2,000 shares, okay? You just went from $4 and you're currently sitting at the price of $3.32. So that's going to give you about 70 cents times, again, 2,000 shares. You are now going to have a $1,400 profit. So the next morning when you wake up, guess what? Your $2,000 account is now all the way up to $3,400. Now, remember here, traders, I'm talking about this as if we nail margin, we do it perfectly, we're doing everything great. I do not want to be a person that's out here saying, oh, use margin, use margin, use margin. But I'm saying when you are on a very small account and after you build experience and after you have an education and after you know the right way to trade, then yes, you can dabble into the depths of the margin. But I want you being smart about it and not just gambling with margin and using. You can see how great it is that you can literally almost double your account in an entire day. That's what's so awesome. That's what's so great. It allows you to play more plays. It allows you to get more shares. It allows you to be able to make more money, but you have to be smart. Okay, you have to be smart. But yeah, you can be able to make more money on margin and shorting plays than you can with $2,000 on the SPY. Ace, how long have you held a short? I think my longest short is like a week-long hold, just letting it just fade and fall, fade and fall, fade and fall. YG Trading, you mentioned Lightspeed covers the short if your account goes below 80%. Please tell everyone below that the color comes when broker covers for you. So, okay, so this is light blue. I guess if, from experience, YG Trading saying light blue will show up if, again, Lightspeed basically covers the shares for you. Charlie, what about selling options? For me, again, I'm not doing any options right now. No options for myself. So personally, guys, I'm not doing any options. I am here to show you guys how I make $570,000. That's it. So I'm showing you guys how I make $570,000. I don't make a lot of money trading options. I made like 50 grand trading options. 50 grand is nothing compared to $570,000. Does Lightspeed allow OTC stocks? Yep, you just gotta email them and ask to be put on pink sheets. I think it's like an extra $20 a month. Meal team, sorry for this been asked, no problem. How much does Lightspeed require for funding? At least $2,000 minimum. Do you have a minimum ROI when starting to take profits? I don't really have a minimum ROI. I like to follow the chart. Follow the chart, see what the chart gives me, right? You know, I do want to always just take profits when I have them, but I try to, you know, follow the chart the best I can. So I can't just answer that question, but I like to follow the chart, and I always like to try to make, I try to make every trade worth my while. So yes, I try to go for 20%. 20% is always my goal that I want. But a lot of times it's more. Can you short without margin? No, you need to have margin. You have to be on a cash account, or you have to be on a margin account. You cannot be on a cash account. Okay? So, traders, let's talk about what else we can look at here today. All right? It's 11:08 in this market here. Let's talk about some different indicators that can be able to help us understand when our play is going to reverse, when our play is going to turn. And give me a second here. Let me see it. Let me set this on up here. Let me set this on up. Dun, 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 dun. Man, I'll be honest. That song that came out, you know, by Hosher, you know, Too Sweet. That song's a banger, I think. Just like a good little bluesy chill song. So right now, team, I'm trying to just set up. I'm just setting up a chart for us real quick, and then I'm going to go into another lesson. So just give me one moment, setting up a chart, and then I'm going to go into another lesson for us. All right, awesome. All right, team, let's get back to this now. Let's get back to this action. Let's talk about it. So we are going to be going into a little bit of some lessons here and talk about, you know, how we can be able to figure out when stocks are going to be getting some sort of reversal. Okay? So let's talk about what we have here. Let's talk about some indicators. Now, these indicators, this is not going to just be for, let's say, day trading and penny stocks. This is going to be a little bit more for blue chips. But it is going to be an indicator that I want you guys to start messing around with and see if you guys like it or not. Now, this is a very popular indicator. You might know this indicator very well, but there's going to be two that I'm going to be talking about today. And the two that I'm going to be talking about today are going to be the RSI and the MACD. And the RSI and MACD are going to be two great indicators to show us when we should start doing a short position, to show us when things are going to start getting a reversal. And there's going to be a secret, though, on how to do it with day trades. Okay? So first things first is let's understand what the MACD is. Let's understand what the RSI is. So first things first is we are going to take a look over on stockcharts.com. And stockcharts.com shows us that we have an RSI and the MACD. That's what I just put on. That's what I was just kind of loading up over on this chart. Now, a very simple way to be able to read this, very easy, is if I take this Tesla chart right here, I'm going to draw on it, and you will be able to see that anything that is over a 70 is considered overbought. Anything that is even near a 90 is going to be extremely overbought. Now, anything that is going to be near a 30 is oversold. And anything that is all the way down to a 10 is extremely oversold. So let's take a look at this chart. Now this chart right here is Tesla. Now what is so cool about this? is whenever we are overbought or whenever we are near overbought, what do you guys think is going to happen in the near future? Well, let's think about it. If I came up to you as a broker and I said, hey guys, let's buy the most overbought stock we could do. Let's invest our hard-earned money on a stock that's extremely overbought. That's probably going to come crashing on down in the near future. Does that sound like a smart idea? Does that sound like a smart investment? The answer is no, not at all. That doesn't sound like a smart idea to me. So when I see that these plays are extremely overbought, what do you think is going to happen? Profit taking is going to happen. People are going to take gains. People are going to get out of it. It's going to naturally adjust, right? Just like a lot of times, it's like nature. If we had a drought, if we had a lot of, dry, a lot of times nature fixes itself where we're going to have a lot of rain coming up in the future. Sometimes if we have a lot of rain, guess what happens? We have a lot of hot days in the future. Nature adjusts itself to be perfect. Same exact thing in the stock market. A lot of times, other than manipulation, things are going to adjust and be able to have that nice natural balance. So if I see that a stock is extremely overbought, what do you think happens? Well, what happens is the stock comes crashing all the way back on down. And it comes all the way on down until guess what happens? We start becoming oversold. So now I'm oversold though. And if I told you, hey guys, let's short an oversold stock, would that be a good idea? The answer is no, not at all. It's not a good idea. So instead, guess what happens? Buyers now start moving in on these plays. And the buyers start saying, hey, it's oversold. It's a good opportunity to move on in. And then it starts moving on up. And then you guys can see right here, it's oversold. So it's a great area to start looking for an entry. And it's oversold. So it's a great entry, look for an entry. And it's oversold. Here's a great entry. Do you guys realize that every single time Tesla has become oversold, it has always been a perfect entry? This is Tesla's live chart. Let's take a look at a different one. Let's take a look over on, let's go to Meta, okay? See what happens on Meta. Meta right here, team. Whenever, again, Meta is overbought, guess what happens? It comes crashing on down. So you guys can be able to see this, right? This is, again, Meta. This is the price of Meta over here. This is the RSI above it. Whenever we are overbought, we come crashing on down, right? Whenever we are oversold, we start moving our way back on up. So you guys can place this over on your charts as well, over on trade ideas. Remember the charts that I just gave you. Go over to indicators right here. Go over to add. We are going to scroll on down to RSI. You want to leave it in the 14 period. That's important. That's the standard. That's what everyone has it in. So then you go to add right here. And now we can see exactly where these smaller cap plays are considered overbought or oversold. So do you guys realize something? Whenever it is overbought, such as has an 80 on the RSI or way above it, it's going to come crashing on down in the near future. Whenever we are above that 70, above an 80, guess what happens? It comes crashing all the way back on down. It's very nice to be able to see. Type in any play you want. Let's just type in GameStop here. Let's see what GameStop's looking like. Obviously, at this moment, guys, GameStop is extremely overbought. It has a 94 on the RSI. So yes, in the future, there is a great chance that this is most likely going to be coming crashing on down. But we can really look at any of these plays here today. It doesn't have to be that one. Let's take a look over on CTNT here, right? CTNT, it almost lines up perfectly. Whenever we have a little bit of a spike, but we're above 80 on the RSI, in the next few days, we usually have that pullback. Now we have a 78 on the RSI. Guess what? In the next few days, we will be having that pullback. So it's great to just be able to have that RSI indicator to tell us really when we're overbought. Sometimes we may want to short a stock and we're not truly overbought yet, and this gives us patience to be able to wait for that overbought play. Same exact thing if we want to go ahead and look for a dip buy and we say, hey, we're not really oversold yet, let me have patience. So that is an absolutely beautiful thing for us to be able to realize and for us to be able to know. Now, what else do we want to be looking at? Well, we can also be looking over on the MACD. Now, the MACD is another indicator that's going to tell us when we are going to reverse. The MACD is going to be the bottom line here, okay? Now, the MACD, guys, I basically think about it as wrestlers, all right? It's basically wrestlers. If you want to think about it in a little more of a spicy way, you can think about it as lovers, all right? And you guys can see you guys will see what I mean in a second. Basically, the MACD, we have our two lovers right here. We got our two wrestlers right here, which is going to be the black line and the red line, okay? And what do we have here on the black or red line? Well, the black line right here, let me put it in black, not blue. Let me go, the black line is going to be the bulls are in control, okay? The bulls are in control. And the red line right here is going to indicate that the bears are in control. So a lot of people like to either look at the RSI or they like to look at the MACD. You can look at both, but a lot of times people, again, like to pick one that they find a little bit more successful to them. All preference. So what happens when bulls are in control? When bulls are in control, we know that a stock usually goes up. And when bears are in control, guess what happens? A stock usually heads on down, right? So who's on top? Who's in control right here? Whoa, who's in control at this moment, team? You guys can see the bulls are in control. Bulls are in control, bulls are in control, bulls are in control. As the bulls are in control, guess what happens? The stock goes up, 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 up. Then guess what happens? We roll around, we switch, and now the bears are in control, right? Now the bears are on top, and now bears are in control, bears are in control, bears are in control. And as long as that red line is on top, we know again we're going to keep on falling. But then we get that reversal, right? Then we get the switch. Now bulls are in control. Now again, bears are in control, bulls are in control. So you can basically say to yourself at this moment, right? Whenever the bulls are in control, you always have a better chance of going up than going down. When the bears are in control, you always have a better chance of going down than going up, right? Pretty interesting to be able to see. Now, same exact thing, team. We could go over to indicators right here. We can scroll on over to the MACD, be able to add the MACD, click add right here, bada boom, and be able to have it, right? So the MACD, and you might need to extend your charts, adjust these a little bit, for you to be able to see them a little bit better, but you guys can be able to change this and check it on out. In this, it is going to be gold and blue. Now you can change the colors that you want, the gold and blue. But right here, team, who do you think's in control? The gold. Gold is the bulls, right? Gold is the bulls here. The blue on this case is the bears. Now, what is so great and what is so awesome? If I see that the MACD starts having the bears take control, and I start seeing that the RSI is overbought, well, I got basically two perfect stars aligned right here showing me that we're going to dump soon. So I can see right now, the RSI tells me on GameStop, we're at a 94 on the RSI. We are a little overbought. But I also know the MACD tells me that bulls are still in control. So I think the smartest thing for me to do is actually wait for this to stay overbought, but wait until the bears can catch up to the bulls and start overtaking them. Wait until, again, the bears get on top and then again start bringing them on down. That's what I want to see out of this play. And that's going to give me timing. That's going to give me patience to wait for that. Guys, it's like I'm talking about these things right now. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited at this moment. And it's like so nuts right here. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. I hope you guys are saying, man, there is so much predictability on when stocks are going to fall. It's almost crazy. Deck's showing us the RSI right here, showing us when it's overbought and when more people are going to start selling, showing us that when bears take on over, we have another opportunity that's going to sell. Remember, odds are going to be in our favor. On top of that right here, guys, we already know GameStop is up super big, but it usually holds for about a week. And after about a week is when this thing comes crashing back on down. We can see this every single week that we've had. Spike on up, crash on down, spike on up, crash on down, spike on up, crash on down. So we may want to wait until next week before we start doing our big time shorts on this play. But we also know again that this play is all built off on hype and momentum, and all these plays have a 99% chance of coming crashing on down. Deck, where have you been all my life? Where have you been all my life? All my life in my stock trading career, all I do is follow people on Twitter and say, hey, hopefully you can teach me how to buy the play that comes on up. Hey, does anyone know what stock's going up? Please help me. Please help me. Does anyone know what stock is going to go up? Is anybody there? Hello? Papa, what stock will go on up? Hello? Right? Hey, I'm going to pull you out of your little stock trading orphanage that you've been on. I'm going to feed you. Give you some food right over here. Traders, GameStop, all of these plays, all of these ideas, you can get confirmation. Right? You can make sure every single trader now is saying, all right, overbought, great, but not a little too early to pull the trigger. Let's wait until we get those reversals. Right? Now, you can also do the same exact thing over on the minute chart. But if you do a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute chart, it's not going to be super accurate. What I want you guys to remember is the larger the time frame, the more accuracy you're going to have. Monthly time frame on the RSI will give us the most accurate idea of how overbought or how oversold we are. On a 1 minute time frame, it's not going to be that accurate. So if you are using the MACD or RSI and you are day trading, this is where it's important. Have at least a 5 minute time frame. Okay, a 5-minute time frame so that you guys are getting some decent, accurate information as a day trader. You don't want to be doing a 1-minute chart. It's just too close. It's just too tight. Okay? So that is very important that you guys are understanding here. So let's just take a step back here for a moment. Traders, out of today, we learned again what shorting was, why we short. We're again understanding predictability about shorts. We gave you guys my scanners. We gave you guys our indicators. We talked about our trade idea setups. We talked about our light speed setups. We talked about how to be able to place an order. We watched GameStop in the morning. Traders, I'm going to say right here, right now, this is a pretty successful day. This has been a pretty successful day. Now, I know a lot of people are now saying, all right, Dak, I'm starting to understand this. I'm starting to get an idea. What do you guys think is going to start coming out tomorrow? Tomorrow, guys, probably going to get our first short in, and we're also going to be start talking about shorting strategies. So you guys think we're slowing down? Guys, we're like on the intro of the book of shorting. We haven't gone into shorting strategies yet. We haven't talked about live shorting trades yet. We haven't talked about news yet. We haven't talked about pre-market or after hours yet. We haven't talked about, again, candlesticks yet. Whew! You guys better buckle in. You guys better buckle up. I told you over this next 30 days, I'm giving you everything you need to be successful. And then again, you can go ahead and flap your wings and be able to be successful. That's what I want, guys. All right? So right now, I need everyone to go ahead and eat some leaves. Get in your little cocoon at this moment. Let me again shelter you. Let me again give you a little sunlight and turn you into a big old butterfly. Millionaire, so if we're day trading, we're on the 5-minute. 5-minute would be if you're using those indicators. At the start of the day, I always use like the 1-minute time frame. So don't worry, I will be going into that. That's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be starting on off with our time frame lessons. Okay? So I will explain that all. I know if you're confused at all, time frame lessons will be tomorrow. I promise. All right. Yep. Happy to help you guys on out. Hey, can I see just oh man, guys, I do want to open up the floor right here to any sort of questions, comments, or concerns though. Any sort of questions, comments, or concerns at this moment? Just absolutely loving it and fired on up. And traders, can I just ask you guys before you guys start asking a whole bunch of questions? It is so important to me, and please give me your undivided attention here for a moment. Over these next 30 days, I do not want to reach your expectations. I want to go beyond your expectations. I want you to be able to say after these next 30 days, say, wow, I was not expecting how good that was. I was not expecting, again, how great and how much work Sean put in on this. I was not expecting, again, how much I was actually going to learn and be able to soak in and be able to understand a new idea about trading. I didn't understand, again, the strategy. I didn't understand how much information we were going to get. I didn't realize, again, how much I really was going to be able to open up my eyes into the market. These next 30 days are so important to me as a trader, as a mentor, to make sure that you guys are understanding this. Please let me know. I want to be able to get feedback from you guys, and I want you guys to be able to stand up and say, hey, Deck, can you teach us this about shorting or this over shorting? I don't want to reach your expectations. I want to exceed your expectations in every single way. So I hope you guys have had a blast over these last 2 mornings. If you guys missed again yesterday morning as well, I did post this video. I will be posting videos every single night, so you guys are all set. But please let me know right now, traders, are you enjoying the shorting class? Are you guys enjoying the shorting lessons? Are you guys excited to get ready for your first short? Are you guys saying, Deck, I was not even expecting to get trade idea scanners and already learned this much in this short amount of time? If you guys are loving it, if you guys are excited, if you guys are ready to rock and roll, please let me see you in chat right now. Hit me with a good old Deckmart Trades. Ah-hoo! If you guys are already loving life right here, because I have been absolutely loving it and fired on up. Woo!
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Brought me a new shovel. Put these niggas in the dirt.
Ah!
Show them a new bezel. All my niggas put in work. I'm on a new level. 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 Brought me a new shovel. Put these niggas in the dirt. Chain with the new bezel. All my niggas put in work. Used to be sleeping on itchy beds.
All right. Love it, 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 traders.